Christian Fisher, Igor Chinikov, Damon Semerson, and Elvis Merzlikins are all out of today's lineup. Time to go between the pipes. Present Fires it out to the neutral zone. John Carlson gets there and puts it onto the stick of Pierre-Luc Dubois. He is stepped into by Matthew Olivier, who strips him of the puck. Dmitry Voronkov got it, just threw it into open ice. Rasmus Sandin gets there for the Capitals to dump it behind the Blue Jackets net. There it is picked up by Werenski. It bounced on him, but now he outlets it up the right wing side for Sillinger. Cole stops inside the Washington blue line, gives to Favreau, who fires a shot high and wide left. Capitals clear it back out to center ice. And Favreau will back up inside of his own blue line. Gives to Sillinger, who begins the rush. Enters the Capital zone. Put it on the right wing boards for Zach Werenski. Zach skates it along the blue line, takes a shot. It got blocked. Olivier pulls it off the shin pads of Pierre-Luc Dubois, and then Olivier went chasing for the puck. He took a big hit and was knocked down over on the far wall. In the meantime, Washington gets it just outside the blue line. And now the Blue Jackets are going to go to the bench and make a line change here with 15:36 remaining in the opening period. And the Blue Jackets lead by the score of 1-0. Matt Roy from behind his own net for Washington finds Martin Fairbury, his defensive partner. Fairbury's pass was initially knocked down by Eric Goodbranson. And now it'll be James Van Riemsdyk tipping it loose on the far wall. Gets it to Kent Johnson into the left wing circle, comes in front, shoots, and he scores! KJ all day! He carries it to the front of the net, and Kent Johnson gives the Blue Jackets a 2-0 lead. Well, Hunter Shepard has given up 2 goals already here in this first period. And I'll tell you what, it's been 2 really good shots by the Blue Jackets. First the Werenski goal, and then Kent Johnson just dangling in there and really just making him guess. What's he going to do with the puck next? Well, the answer is stuff it between your pads and put it into the back of the net. Kent Johnson picks up his 23rd of the year. So the Blue Jackets enjoying the 2-goal lead here early on. It's a great job by JVR to get that puck jarred loose in the neutral zone. Now Fantilli brings it in, goes left wing side, shot by Van Riemsdyk, missed the net. Puck now to the near wall. Trying to get back to it is JVR. He does in the high slot, and he had it knocked off the stick. By the time he chases it back down, he is forced outside the blue line. The Blue Jackets bring it back in, and they are offside. .53 to go here in the first period. Face off in the neutral zone. Dylan Strome will not take it against Sean Monahan. He just got waved out. Boone Jenner will take the spot. It's a nice second option to have Jenner. And there he wins it. Got it back to Provorov. Gives to Monahan. He had it knocked off his stick. Good play right there by Dylan Strome. But the puck is then shot into the Washington end, and it finds the net for the score. Everything's coming up roses for the Blue Jackets here in the first period. Dent Matejchuk gets the goal. Jenner wins the faceoff. He got it to Provorov. All right, so now they're going to take that off the board. So the puck went off the linesman and then came down the ice and went in. Hunter Shepard, the goaltender, had left the crease. He was going to play the puck behind the net because that's where it should have been going. Because Matejchuk gets it on the boards, and he tries to play it down the wall, and it hits right off the skate of the linesman and goes into the empty net. But because it hit the linesman, they've taken it off. So it's only a 2-goal game. And the fans don't like it. And that's why the linesmen usually jump up on the boards to get their skates out of the way, so that stuff doesn't happen. Now the puck is put back into the Blue Jacket zone, and it comes close enough to Jet Greaves that he'll grab a hold of it and hang on. Matejchuk looked as though he had his 5th NHL goal, but of course he does not. Faceoff's in the Blue Jacket zone. Sean Corrali will take the draw. rally against Lars Eller. Capitals win it. And at the blue line, they take a one-time shot. It missed the net. I think it missed on purpose. Looked to be a pass off the boards, but the Blue Jackets get to it and flip it ahead. Up the right wing side, Zach Aston-Reese to the middle. There's a shot, and the save is made by Shepard. Great opportunity there for the Blue Jackets, and they couldn't bury it. And for Hunter Shepard, that's a much-needed save. Now the other way. Here come the Capitals in with a shot on Greaves, and he reaches up with a glove hand and steals it away. Well, went from one great chance on one end to a great chance on the other end. As I said, Shepard stopped the Blue Jackets for the first time today, quite frankly. And then Washington comes right back down the ice on the rush with an opportunity for themselves. It was Matejchuk again that had that chance on Hunter Shepard. Dead Matejchuk jumping up on plays now. And actually, Washington took advantage of that. That's how they got back in a 2-on-1. Ryan Leonard is coming out of college, joining the Washington Capitals. Couldn't bury that shot on Jet Greaves. Now here come the Capitals again into the Blue Jacket zone. Over in the far corner. They get to the puck. And they look to get it to the blue line. Play it to the left point. Alex Alexiev in a game for the first time since November today for the Washington Capitals. Plays the puck down into the left wing corner of the Blue Jacket zone. Kirill Marchenko knocks it away, but he can't get it out of the zone. Dylan Strome got it to the side of the net, and a great job anticipating by Dante Fabro. He went to the crease and intercepted a pass. Now Strome knocks one down at the blue line, brings it back in with a shot that goes off a stick and high. Marchenko gets it, tried to bang it behind the net, and it got stolen away. Second effort by Kirill Marchenko finds Zach Werenski, who got it to Boone Jenner so he can tip it out to the neutral zone, and the Capitals will take over back at their own blue line. 12:57 to go here in the first period. The Blue Jackets lead 2-0. And the puck is backhanded into the Blue Jacket zone. Jordan Harris gets there, and he gets taken right to the boards by Taylor Radish. Blue Jackets with the puck again. Cole Sillinger up to the red line. Lofts it ahead to the right wing corner. Matthew Olivier is there. Olivier gets position on the puck. Now he gets knocked down to the ice. Capitals take it. Try to pass it to the middle, and they'll be successful in getting it outside the blue line. Sillinger takes over right there. Got it to Olivier. He had it knocked away from behind. That's actually a good play by Nick Dowd. Good back-checking effort by him to reach in from behind on Matthew Olivier and lift his stick and knock that puck free. And that gives the Washington Capitals a chance to set up inside of their own zone. Martin Fairbury with a stretch pass to the neutral zone. And this one picked up and carried in by Tom Wilson. Got it over to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Rasmus Sandin kept the puck in at the blue line. Barely kept it in. Goes over to the far wall. Shot by the Capitals toward the net. Went off a stick. Was trickling near the top of the crease. The Blue Jackets will clear it out and send it right back into the Washington zone. 11:45 to go in the first period. 2-0. Blue Jackets have the advantage. James Van Riemsdyk battling against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Van Riemsdyk got the puck to Kent Johnson. On the right wing side, he finds Fantilli. Fantilli in with a forehand shot. Hunter Shepard makes a save on that. Did a great job in a tight space to get that puck from the backhand to the forehand and even get that scoring chance. Puck is dumped into the Blue Jacket zone. And good job by Ivan Provorov as he was there to block the shot taken by Connor McMichael. The puck back toward the net. Greaves with a big save, and now the Blue Jackets come on the counterattack. Up the right wing side, it's Danforth. Slows down as he gets toward the corner. His team's making a line change. Try to get it back to Provorov, and he played it down the boards, but the Capitals take it away, and here they come. Ryan Leonard on the left wing side, curls up on the half wall, takes a long shot, save made, rebound, and that one does not go in. Mangiapane looked like he had an opening there, but he did not, and it's still a 2-0 game. As the Capitals tip a puck at the red line, it sails over the glass and into the crowd. 10:49 remaining here in the first period. It's the Blue Jackets 2 and the Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities, rich history, and an abundance of attractions for all seasons. It is home to Cedar Point, Kalahari Resort, and the Lake Erie Islands. This year-round destination invites you to discover waterfront eateries, unique boutique shopping, abundant natural areas, breathtaking views, and cozy places to stay. Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. shoresandislands.com.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through April 30th, you can get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.75 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $16.93 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, if you ever wanted to get a game-used stick by Kent Johnson, I'll tell you, he uses it well. He already picked up his 23rd goal of the year in this game. But if you've ever wanted one of those game-used sticks, now's your chance. Get your phone and text Kent to 26791. When you do that, you got a chance to win. Again, text Kent to 26791. Message and data rates may apply. The Jackets up 2-0 here in the first period. Washington's starting to get their legs underneath them, though. Okay? Look, a 2-0 lead is nothing in the National Hockey League, especially this early in the game. So the Blue Jackets have just got to keep on the accelerator. Very simple. Puck's in the neutral zone. Washington makes a steal. Dylan Strome pulls up inside the blue line, lays it across the ice, and Alexia tries to backhand it down to the corner, and Sean Monahan got a stick on that puck and gets it to Kirill Marchenko. Marchenko trying to skate it out of the zone and got plenty of pressure from Ethan Frank. So he had a turnaround and now plays it ahead. Monahan's got it. Give to Werenski up on the rush left wing side. Zach throws it toward the front of the net, and none of his teammates could get a stick on it. Eric Branson was playing back in the neutral zone as the safety valve there, and he's got the puck. Gives it back to Monahan. He'll throw it in on the right wing side. Puck goes around the boards. Blue Jackets making a change, and Washington will set up behind their own net. Shots on goal favor the Capitals 5-4. They miss on a pass through the neutral zone. Matthew Olivier will take the puck, and he backhands it to his defenseman, Jordan Harris. Harris did not get to the red line. This will be an icing call as he dumps it in. So the Capitals get an opportunity here. They immediately make a line change. They know what line they want out to take this face-off. They try to create some very quick offensive pressure. And that's a line of Pierre-Luc Dubois with Connor McMichael and Tom Wilson. Pierre-Luc Dubois has had a good season for the Capitals. 78 games, 64 points, 20 goals, and 44 assists for him. He wins the faceoff. Martin Fairbury plays it to the center point. Connor McMichael was there. He took a shot. It got blocked. And the Blue Jackets ship the puck up the right wing side into the Capital zone. Washington gets there, and they'll play it ahead. Provorov intercepts. Gets it across to Matejchuk. He pulls up. Looks for Olivier, who was able to tip it into the Capital zone. But again, Matt Roy goes back to get it. Roy trying to get around a check from Voronkov. Puck is laid ahead for Pierre-Luc Dubois, and he had it knocked off his stick by Ivan Provorov. And then as Provorov went to play it, it hit the stick of Dubois and goes up into the bench. And that'll stop the clock with 9:12 remaining in the first period. The Blue Jackets 2 and the Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
As a sports fan, I just want the games. Right now, it's practically a full-time job to figure out which bundle I need. But with the SiriusXM app, it's done the bundling for me.
It is gone, a grand slam!
I don't have to go anywhere else to get every MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL game. When there's a college game on, I just search for the school on the SiriusXM app.
Holy smokes, what a play!
With the all-access plan to the SiriusXM app, I've got the sports world in the palm of my hand.
To the end zone, touchdown!
No bundle required.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
Mr. Hockey's final NHL goal, April 9th, 1980, the Hartford Whalers at the Montreal Canadiens.
Howe over the line to his father, son to father, backhand shot, they score! Number 9, Father Howe. And they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum. A tremendous tribute to one of the most amazing athletes in any sport.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
9:12 left in the first period at Nationwide Arena, and the Blue Jackets lead the Capitals 2-0. Let's play some Jackets math. You can respond to @CBJ Radio on X to win a Jack Johnson signed puck. I'll announce the winner during the post-game show. The equation, the number of games that Chris Clark played for the Capitals minus the number of games Pierre-Luc Dubois played for the Blue Jackets. Get the correct number and send it to @CBJ Radio on X. Here's Bob McElligott.
Face off in the neutral zone, and it's going to be won by the Capitals. Rasmus Sandin, defenseman, will throw that puck behind the Blue Jackets net over in the far corner. It's Dent Matejchuk that gets there, trying to feed it to Ivan Provorov. Provorov had a fight just to get a stick on it. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Danforth's got it. Creates a 2-on-1 up the right wing side. Put it to the front of the net, and just getting a stick on it and batting it wide was Sean Kuraly. That wasn't going to be an easy play any way you drew it up. And Kuraly did everything he could. He just couldn't quite get the puck on net. Puck's in the near corner of the Capitals' end now. Provorov knocked it away from his man. And now chases it down back out in the neutral zone. Gives to Matejchuk. Got pressure coming from behind. Nick Dowd putting that pressure on, but Matejchuk skates free of it through the neutral zone. Hands it off to JVR. Looked as though he was going to dump it to the corner. Then he tried to skate through. His brother Trevor will pick it up for the Capitals, and now they collide. The puck is turned over to Kent Johnson. He tries to get it back, and he got it to Fantilli, who took a shot that was denied by Hunter Shepard. Fresh off the bench is Zach Werenski. And now the puck is moved around to the near wall, and this one is going to be cleared out through the neutral zone. And back goes Dante Fabro. If you're wondering how many times James Van Riemsdyk has skated in a game against his brother Trevor, the answer is 22 times. And if you're wondering which team has won more, they are deadlocked at 11 wins apiece. Here's a shot by Werenski, and that one gets blocked. And here come the Capitals quickly on the counterattack. Ryan Leonard takes a shot, fought off by Jet Greaves. Capitals get it again. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gives it away to Zach Werenski, who finds Adam Fantilli, who will play it down the ice. And it's going to be an icing call. By the way, that Van Riemsdyk brothers stat, courtesy of Ivan Sokolsky of ESPN. I was talking with Sean McDonough before the game, and Sean had that question. And so it was looked up by Ivan, and there it is. So how ironic is that, right? 22 times they faced each other head-to-head, and their team, each brother's team has won 11 times. So something will crack here today. Somebody's taking the lead. Face-off won by the Capitals. They get it to the slot, trying to angle it to the net, and that shot got blocked. Kent Johnson with the puck on the far wall will lift it to the neutral zone. Ethan Frank tried to glove it down. It went off his fingertips, but it's picked up by Dylan Strome. Gets it on the left wing side, and taking a shot that missed the net is Anthony Beauvillier. And the puck winds up out of play with 7:07 remaining here in the first period. All right, it's a Saturday afternoon in April. A lot of stuff going on in Columbus today. You've got this game going on. You have the Ohio State Buckeyes spring game going on. Where are you listening from today? Let me know. Just go on to X, formerly Twitter. You can find me there at Bobby Mac Sports. Let me know where you're listening to this one from today. So the Blue Jackets have the 2-0 lead. And the Blue Jackets have the puck off the draw in their own zone. They try to play it out and winds up in the penalty box. So that faceoff will return to the Blue Jackets' end. Strome will take the face-off here against Sean Monahan. Monahan pulls it back to the corner. Branson taps it behind the net. Provorov picks it up there. Fires it ahead off the stick of Marchenko and into the Capital zone. Hunter Shepard, the goaltender, moves it to the near wall. And the Capitals are going to get it out pretty quickly here. They go up the right wing side. Good job by Provorov to put the body on Ethan Frank. Gets that puck behind the net. Marchenko trying to play it ahead. And between Monahan and Jenner and a lot of traffic, they find their way to get it back out to the neutral zone. Capitals will dump it back in. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Blue Jackets lead 2-0. Their 2 goals came in the first 4 minutes and 45 seconds of this period. Marchenko over on the far wall. Takes a hit, leaves the puck for Jenner. Jenner will now put it on the forehand. Wristed around behind the net. Goodbranson pinches down the right wing boards. And he got it to Monahan. Back to Jenner, who returns it to Goodbranson with a shot knocked down by Pierre-Luc Dubois. And Rasmus Sandin will just take it behind his own net. And now it gets outlet into the neutral zone. Dubois got it, fires it into the Blue Jacket zone. Cylinder off the backhand, taps it to Dante Fabro. Fabro moves it to Olivier, and now it's Voronkov. Just played it through the defense and in toward Hunter Shepard. Shepard sweeps it away, and Olivier tried to feed it to the slot. It got intercepted, but not cleared. Here's Fabro with a shot. Voronkov, had he been able to get his stick free to the side of the net, he would have tipped that one right in. Blue Jackets keep it along the blue line. Dante Fabro with a backhanded shot. That went to the stick of Matthew Olivier. He tried to turn around and get it on the forehand. It got knocked off his stick and back to the neutral zone. Now it's Werenski. Plays it off the boards, giving Olivier a chance to run in behind the net, and he got there, and then he turned and blindly threw it back toward the blue line, and it went by everybody. So the Capitals will rush into the Blue Jacket zone. Jet Reeves had to wait for that puck to come into the trapezoid area, and now Washington is going to take it away. They put it out to the blue line, and here comes a shot from Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and that one missed the net. Blue Jackets got to the puck, but then get knocked off of it. Goodbranson, he had it for a second, but he took a big hit, lost control. Justin Danforth will clear it out to the red line. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remains here in the first period. Blue Jackets are leading in this game by the score of 2-0. Long pass from Goodbranson looking for Sean Corrali. Corrali couldn't quite catch up with it. He'll now chase it down in the right wing corner of the Capitals end. Goes around behind the net to the far side. Danforth took a hit, went down to a knee, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk clears the puck up over the boards and into the crowd. So that will bring a stoppage at 4.5 minutes remaining in the opening period. The Blue Jackets hold a 2-0 lead over Washington here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Elk & Elk is committed to helping everyone, including those who protect us. That's why we're proud to be the presenting partner of Military Salutes. We celebrate our nation's military members and thank them for their service. Elk & Elk, official partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
It all started with a simple cheese coney in 1949. Safe to say, we all fell in love with Skyline chili. Before long, Skylines were popping up all over the place. Now, everywhere you go, Skyline is there too. And who says you can't take it with you? You can even have it shipped from Amazon to Amazon, Montana, or anywhere else in the U.S. Thanks to Skyline lovers everywhere for 75 delicious years.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
4.5 minutes left in the first period at Nationwide Arena. Goals from Zach Werenski and Kent Johnson have the Blue Jackets on top of the Washington Capitals 2-0. One other game on the Nationwide NHL scoreboard. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening frame at the Wells Fargo Center. It's 0-0 between the Flyers and the New York Islanders. Here's Bob McElligott.
Face off in the left wing circle of the Capitals end. Adam Fantilli against Lars Eller. Good job by James Van Riemsdyk. He got in there, stole the puck away right off the draw, finds Fantilli, right wing circle with a shot that is blocked. Rasmus Sandin that blocked it, and Sandin takes it and plays it to the forwards, and Andrew Mangiapane dumps it off to John Carlson. He'll put it into the Blue Jackets' end. Van Riemsdyk is there, outlets it to Kent Johnson. Put it ahead, Fantilli behind the defense. He shoots it, a save is made by Shepard. Trying to go low, and Shepard got the pad down there and made the save. So Eller Trying to thread the needle on a pass the other way. Picked off by JVR and handed to Kent Johnson. Johnson up the right wing side. Ivan Provorov. The head on the play. Gets it back to Johnson with a shot save made. And Shepard, well, he had it, then he lost it. And his teammates are trying to push it back into his pads to get the whistle, and they do. And Fantilli is now drawing some attention from Andrew Mangiapane. Well, big conversation between John Carlson, Capitals defenseman, and one of the referees, and that's Brian Pakmara. Carlson made his case, and Brian Pakmara said, "I disagree with you, Johnny." And guess whose opinion counts? So that the shot initially got Hunter Shepard in the mask. And Fantilli got a late poke in there, and that's why Carlson was saying it was a spear. And Pakmara said, "I disagree with you." I see the point on both sides, quite honestly, after watching the replay. In the meantime, still 2-0 Blue Jackets. And here are the Capitals. Martin Fairbury puts it between the circles, and Capitals try to angle it toward the net again. The Blue Jackets had bodies there. I'll tell you something. First of all, there's 2 full periods left to play in this game as Monahan keeps it in the Capital zone now. I'll tell you something when I have a chance that I'm observing here. Werenski back at the center point. Long shot. Hunter Shepard with a catch, and he holds on. So you got 2 full periods of play. What do the Capitals like to do? And it doesn't matter who's in their lineup. They're doing the same thing. They like to get the guy between the circles, throw the puck there, and get a tip and a redirect to get the puck on net. So survive the rest of this game. But tomorrow there's going to be some bigger names back in the lineup, I'll guarantee you. And they're going to do it. So you better continue to be packed in front of the net like you are today through the rest of this game and through all 3 periods tomorrow. Blue Jackets win the faceoff. Werenski gets it over to Fabro. No shooting lane. Throws it behind the net. Voronkov got tied up for a second. Couldn't get to the puck. And Pierre-Luc Dubois will take it now. Dubois in the neutral zone. Looking to get it to Connor McMichael. Went off his stick. And now Matthew Olivier gets it to Voronkov. Voronkov trying to one-handed by Trevor Van Riemsdyk, which he does. Capitals stay with it. McMichael tips it to the middle of the ice. And it will be brought back the other way by Pierre-Luc Dubois. Stops inside the blue line. His former teammate, Zach Werenski, then steals the puck off his stick and clears it back out to center ice. Trevor Van Riemsdyk throws it in. It goes off Jet Greaves' stick, comes right to Cole Sillinger. Sillinger will drop it off to Eric Goodbranson. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first period. The Blue Jackets lead 2-0. The 2 goals came early in this first period. Goodbranson with a pass up the middle, picked off by Nick Dowd. Dowd brings it in on the right wing side. He's got a trailer. He's forced around behind the net and hammered to the boards by Jordan Harrison, taken down. The puck stays in the zone. John Carlson puts it down toward the corner, and the Blue Jackets knock it free and back outside the blue line. Washington regroups inside of their own blue line. They'll send it up the right wing side. Brandon Duhaime tipped it in to the Blue Jackets' end. And now it comes back to the near point, and Sandin couldn't hold it in the zone. Throws it ahead, and Eric Goodbranson will pick this one off for the Blue Jackets. Goodbranson trades it back and forth with Jordan Harris. Actually, Harris gave it to Goodbranson, and then Harris was going to go to the bench, but Goodbranson gave it right back to him. Kent Johnson now has the puck. Went to make a pass. It got broken up. Fortunately, it came right back to him. So he'll give the Provorov back inside of his own zone. Provorov now to Dent Matejchuk. Matejchuk surveys the situation, dumps it down the ice, and it's going to be an icing call with 1 minute and 13 seconds left here in the first period. Well, very good afternoon to Jordan the Hoff, who is delivering packages and pulling for the Blue Jackets around Columbus this afternoon, checking in on X at Bobby Back Sports. Matthew Rudloff is listening from Tavares, Florida, while delivering for America. All right. Well, thank you, Matthew, for checking in. Let's see what else here. Andy's Astros, Avs, and Jackets listening and watching from central Pennsylvania. Says, I have the TV muted in sync with the radio call. I appreciate that. I always appreciate that. And I won't tell my friend Sean McDonough from ESPN. Actually, I will during the intermission. That'll be even better. Face-off going to be in the left wing circle. This is in the Blue Jacket zone. Lars Eller started the year with the Pittsburgh Penguins and got traded back to Washington. Second go-around in Washington here for Lars Eller. Faces off against Adam Fantilli. And Lars Eller wins the face-off. Martin Fehervary putting the puck to the left wing corner. Fantilli takes it from Ryan Leonard. Got it behind the net. Matejchuk now leads it ahead to JVR. He'll carry into the Washington zone. Tries to fight his way through a check. Fantilli got to the puck. Pushed it to the area where Van Riemsdyk had been. But the Capitals are there now. They take it away. And Leonard will launch it up to Mangiapane. Trying to leave it in the slot. And the Blue Jackets knock it away. Ryan Leonard just got destroyed on a check in the slot. The Blue Jackets take the puck back the other way. Leonard is still down on one knee. Blue Jackets with the puck. Fantilli in with a shot. And he scores! Adam Fantilli finished it. The Blue Jackets basically wound up on a power play there because Ryan Leonard is just now getting back onto his skates and slowly making his way to the Washington Capitals bench. And it was Fantilli that laid out Leonard. And guess what? The Washington Capitals don't like it one bit. So he lays him out on one end. He comes back and scores on the other end. And this one comes in the final minute. 19:24, the time of this goal. And Tom Wilson is talking to the referee. All of a sudden here, I think Matthew Olivier is going to have some work today. Call me crazy. I'm just getting that feeling. And there's still a lot of discussion going on. And John Carlson, again, is in the referee's ears. This time he's not talking to Pakmara. He's talking to John McIsaac. Oh, I'll tell you who the smartest guy on the ice was. Jonathan Deschamps, the linesman, because as soon as the Blue Jackets started celebrating, he skated over and got between Fantilli and the Washington Capitals because he had an idea of what was coming there. Well, Adam Fantilli picks up his 26th of the year. And someday when people ask Ryan Leonard, what was your welcome to the National Hockey League moment, it may be that hit. And now we've got whistle. What do we got going on here? I think somebody's been sent off the ice, and I think it might be Tom Wilson. He's being sent to the dressing room. This one's going to get out of hand early.
Washington, number 43, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct and a 10-minute misconduct.
Is he on the bench? Did he do that from the bench? I think he might have. He gets a 2 and a 10. I think he yelled something off the bench, quite honestly. I love it. Saturday afternoon hockey. Old-time hockey. Oh, this is great. Tell you what, if you weren't awake early, you're awake now in this game. 100%. Capitals are rattled. When I say rattled, I shouldn't say rattled. That's the wrong word. They are agitated. They are agitated. And I'm not saying that, look, they should be agitated. The hit that Fantilli put on was a good hit. I mean, it's a big hit. In today's game, it's an oh my God hit, you know? People are like, oh, I can't believe that there was that kind of violence in that hit. Well, that's hockey. But they're mad. They're down by 3. And there's a lot of hockey left to play here. And then an agitated veteran squad down 3 is, you haven't won when you're up by 3, I'll tell you that. Blue Jackets are on the AEP power play. Zach Werenski goes left side. Marchenko with a one-timer, sails high. Kent Johnson back across the ice, finds Marchenko in the left wing circle. Has his stick lifted, gets it back out into the slot. It bounced off the stick of Johnson and is cleared all the way down the ice, and the period comes to an end. So, We've only played 20 minutes. It feels like we played for a week and a half. And the Blue Jackets are leading the Washington Capitals by the score of 3-0. Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Adam Fantilli all have goals. Those goals are all presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. And I can't believe we have 40 minutes left to play. This is going to be fun. It really is this afternoon. And the Blue Jackets still have 1 minute and 40 seconds of power play time to work with when we get into period number 2. So who knows what else we're going to see here today. But it's a very fun start. And it's only the first game of 2 between these two teams over the course of the next 2 days. Kent Johnson, Blue Jackets forward, is with me. And Kent got one of those 3 goals. As a matter of fact, Kent got the second goal that the Blue Jackets scored just 4 minutes and 45 seconds in. And, Kent, you guys, for a team that has been chasing a lot of games lately, it had to feel good to get up 2-0 early, didn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely always does. So, yeah, we couldn't really score in the first there, just for whatever reason, playing good, but couldn't bury. So it's nice to get some to fall.
All right, I got to ask you, what the heck is going on out there right at the end of the period?
I'm not even exactly sure. Some bodies flying around, some good physical hockey, so you got to love it. Tensions are getting going, but I didn't really see too much of it. But, yeah, you're always good to grab a guy and talk a bit.
Look, you know Adam Fantilli. You know how he plays. And, look, he lays out Ryan Leonard, but it's just a hard hit in a hockey game. But to see him do that on one end and come down and score a goal on the other end, again, for a team like yours that is you're on your last breath, you're trying to stay alive in the playoff race every single game, that's got to be a huge shot in the arm, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I love it. Obviously, big hits are always good. And then, Fantz was flying. He was wide open there. So I think probably his check was on the ground still. So it was a good play by him.
Funny, Saturday afternoon, you might think it's relaxing hockey, but it's old-time hockey out there today.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's fun. We love it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you love it. I mean, you're a skill guy. You're not necessarily a fighting type guy. So I don't know. Yeah, I would ask your perspective of playing in a game like that.
No, I love it. I mean, it's still obviously, yeah, it's fun. And, you love the boys in the battle. And obviously, it's not, the biggest part of my game. Some bigger guys that will take care of some stuff more for me. But, yeah, it's always fun to get in there and get in the battle. And then obviously still got to win a hockey game. So it's good.
Just skate with your head up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ken, hey, congratulations on the goal. Best of luck the rest of the way today.
Yep, thank you.
Kent Johnson, Blue Jackets forward. He got goal number 23 on the year. Just 4 minutes and 45 seconds into the opening period. The Blue Jackets had themselves a 3-0 lead over Washington at the end of one here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Worthington Steel has been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. As a value-added steel processor, we enhance the products you use every day. Whether it's cars on the road, combines harvesting food, or transformers and generators providing electricity, Worthington Steel is there, and we are driving steel forward. Learn more about our innovative steel solutions at worthingtonsteel.com. That's worthingtonsteel.com.
Blue Jackets fans, when it comes to power and reliability, Chevy trucks are always at full strength. Led by Silverado, built for the grind, with durable engines and advanced capability to help you keep the toughest jobs in check. There's Colorado, versatile and performance ready, thanks to its aggressive off-road design and engineering excellence. When it's time to face off against a formidable challenge, get yourself a Chevy truck. See your Central Ohio Chevy dealers today. Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Hey parents, if you're interested in getting your child started in hockey, listen up. The Blue Jackets Get Out and Learn program presented by Safelite in association with Apex Pros introduces first-time participants ages 5 to 9 to the sport of hockey for free. Each participant gets 30 minutes of instruction, a free stick and a ball, jersey or t-shirt to keep. Register for an ice or street hockey clinic now at bluejackets.com/goal. That's bluejackets.com/goal.
Welcome to the Intermission Report. Here is Dylan Tyre with a recap of the first period.
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena, where the Blue Jackets have a 3-0 lead over the Washington Capitals through 20 minutes of play. Zach Werenski opened the scoring exactly a minute in. Kent Johnson scored his 23rd of the year 3 minutes and 45 seconds later. Then in the final minute of the first period, Adam Fantilli picked up goal number 26. That's how the Blue Jackets have the 3-0 lead. Right now I'm joined by Bailey Johnson, who covers the Washington Capitals for the Washington Post. And Bailey, I had to have you in here when you guys were in town to talk about the great chase. Alex Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. 895. It happened last week on Long Island. Could you summarize what this whole thing has been like? Because when Ovi, he got off to a great start this year, he gets hurt, and from there, where do things go?
He came back from getting hurt kind of on fire. He played really well in Toronto. I'll never forget that first game back. You knew he was going to play in Toronto. He loves to play in Toronto. And then, it started to look a little bit dicey. About a month ago, he was scoring a goal every other game, which at that point had him on pace to be at 894 in the last game of the season in Pittsburgh, which I think was everybody's nightmare of how this could have gone. But he really, he absolutely caught fire once he got to 5 goals away. It wasn't until Thursday's game against the Hurricanes that Ryan Leonard played an NHL game that Alex Ovechkin didn't score in all 4 of Leonard's first games. He scored 5 goals to go from 891 to 895. Once he decided he was going to do it, he didn't make anybody wait on it. The tying was perfect to do it at home, get the home crowd celebration, and then he didn't want to break it on an empty netter with a hat trick, even though that would have been pretty special. But the way it ended up working out on Long Island, I'm looking down at the left faceoff circle right now. I can see him scoring that goal from that spot. It's exactly where he scores all of his goals from, where he's made his legend, and it was perfect for 895.
All right, how did the record tying goal, 894, compare to 895?
I think they were both perfect. They were both power play, left circle goals, exactly where he scores from. 894 was a little more of his classic one-timer, which was just about right, and then 895 was a little more off the rush, more of his wrist shot, so showed off all the ways he can score. Looked a little more like the shot he used to score for 895, where he would go through the defender's legs. He didn't on that one, but it was kind of the same way he used to set that one up, so little callback to his history there.
And what's been the vibe around the group throughout this season? Because, I've watched the Capitals from afar this year just because they're in the Metro with the Blue Jackets, plus you've got the chase going on. Seems like a special group.
It is. I was just telling Brian Hedger, who is my colleague here, they're kind of powered by the power of friendship. They've brought in Brandon Duhaime, who has been sort of the heart and soul of them all year. They talk to him all about the meme of, you've got that dog in you. That's what he is for them, and they just bark at each other all the time, like dogs. That's just this team. They have definitely caught some chemistry right from the beginning. It's been a little bit tough for them lately in the wins and losses department. Obviously, they had the time of their lives with the chase, but it was certainly a bit of a distraction, as you would expect with all of the hoopla and everything that came with it. So they're looking to get their game sort of back on track heading into the playoffs, but they've had kind of a special air about them since the beginning.
All right, tell me about kind of the breakdown after goal number 895. There's a celebration on the ice. Obviously, Gary Bettman's there. Wayne Gretzky's there. In the days since then, what's it all been like? Because I'm sure there's kind of been a fallout from all this, right? Similar to when the Capitals won the Cup.
There has been. It was pretty perfect timing. They had 3 days after that without a game, so that let them have their celebrations. It was a day game on Long Island, so they flew back. There was a party that night. Then the next night there was a pre-planned event for Jacob Chychrun's contract extension, which just kept the party rolling for them. Thursday night, they honored Ovechkin with a pregame ceremony for 895. He got a golden stick and a 6-foot-tall sculptural painting that has a real pair of his skates in it, and all this stuff, and they're now kind of turning the page heading into the final stretch, but they certainly spent a solid week celebrating as much as they could.
All right, a couple of games left this season. Is there a chance we see 900, or do you think that waits for next year?
I think that waits for next year. He hasn't scored since. He's not playing today, obviously, so he'll play 3 more games before the end of the year. I don't know that he's going to score 5 in 3, but I've also learned not to count him out.
All right, Bailey. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I just had to figure out. I had to hear what this chase was like, because it's I think in my lifetime, it's probably the coolest record that's been broken in sports. 895, the most goals in NHL history. Nobody thought it would happen, but if anybody was going to do it, I suppose it would be Ovi, right?
Exactly. If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be him. It was certainly a privilege to get to be along for the ride the last couple of years and see all the goals, see 894, see 895, put it in the newspaper forever. So it was pretty cool.
All right, Bailey, thanks again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bailey Johnson of the Washington Post. After a period today in Columbus, it's the Blue Jackets 3 and the Capitals 0 on the CBJ Radio Network.
Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets, offering a family of top-shelf SUVs, each one delivering a hat trick of comfort, convenience, and undeniable value. There's Chevy Trax, where desirable meets affordable with advanced safety and loads of tech. The versatile Trailblazer, get impressive capability to conquer the day. And the all-new 2025 Equinox, completely reimagined with dynamic style and practical dependability. Check them out at your Central Ohio Chevy dealers today.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 5.25 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $349 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Dylan Tyre back with you at Nationwide Arena. After a period, it's the Blue Jackets on top of the Capitals 3-0. Great start exactly a minute in. Zach Werenski picked up his 21st goal of the season.
Werenski now dumps it into the left wing corner. Chasing is Boone Jenner. Getting there before him is John Carlson for the Capitals. It's moved around to the near side. Stolen away by Sean Monahan. High slot goes left side. Werenski with a shot. And he scores! The Zach attack is on! 1 minute into the opening period.
Zach Werenski's 21st goal of the season. That is now a new single-season record for a Blue Jackets defenseman, breaking his own record of 20 goals. So Werenski from Monahan made it 1-0. Then Kent Johnson found the back of the net. Absolutely disgusting goal at 4:45. His 23rd of the year made it 2-0. In the final minute of the first period, Adam Fantilli laid out Ryan Leonard. Then on the other end, he found the back of the net. His 26th goal of the season made it 3-0 Blue Jackets. So an awesome play, putting the exclamation point on an awesome start for the Blue Jackets. They're up 3 after 20 minutes in Columbus. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the nationwide NHL scoreboard on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Eat a peach and celebrate the Allman Brothers' legacy with the triumphant Madison Square Garden return of the Brothers live April 15th. They've taken over SiriusXM Southern Rock with stories and songs, other artists they love, and an intimate performance from the New York City studio. The Brothers host SiriusXM Southern Rock, now on Channel 79 for a limited time and always on the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
The Messier Guarantee. May 25th, 1994, the New York Rangers face elimination in Game 6 against the New Jersey Devils.
Under 8 minutes to play in the third and a 2-2 tie. Kovalov, save, rebound, score! Messier!
For the empty net, Mark Messier. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? He said we will win Game 6. He has just picked up the hat trick.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments, NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000, well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an assist in his first shift back. Lemieux,
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The first intermission report continues with a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
Terrific start for the Blue Jackets today at Nationwide Arena. They lead the Washington Capitals 3-0 thanks to goals from Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, and Adam Fantilli. There's just one other game in action right now. They're starting off the second period in Philadelphia, where it's 0-0 between the Flyers and the New York Islanders. I'd like to remind you that the Blue Jackets in Elk and Elk are honored to welcome military members to each Blue Jackets home game. Today we welcome U.S. Army Sergeant Major George Paulson. We thank Mr. Paulson and all the men and women who serve our country. Zach Werenski opened the scoring with his 21st of the season. That found the back of the net at 70.2 miles per hour. That shot speed is a puck and player tracking stat brought to you by BBI Logistics. Kent Johnson followed up with his 23rd of the year. Then Adam Fantilli netted his 26th in the final minute of the first period. Blue Jackets would love to add to their lead early on in the second, but first, let's take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are big-time favorites to win outright on the money line at minus 2,500. They're plus 120 to cover a 3.5-goal puck line, and the live over-under sits at 7.5 goals. After a period at Nationwide Arena, it's the Blue Jackets 3 and the Capitals 0. Bob McElligott has period 2 next on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
Everyone has that one goal. That thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge is back.
Oh, yeah, baby!
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs.
Shoots and scores!
Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2025-26 NHL event. Sign up today for a chance to win exclusive prizes at NHL.com/bracket.
Hey Jackets fans, when you play, kids win with the Blue Jackets 50-50 raffle presented by Kemba Financial Credit Union. One lucky fan will win 50% of the net proceeds from each raffle pot, with the remaining proceeds benefiting Blue Jackets Foundation outreach initiatives throughout the community. Purchase your raffle tickets at the next Jackets home game or online at BlueJackets5050.com. Again, that's BlueJackets5050.com.
The Blue Jackets are set to hit the ice for the second period. Here's Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets are leading the Washington Capitals by the score of 3-0. Zach Werenski with his 21st goal of the year. Kent Johnson his 23rd. Adam Fantilli with his 26th. Those goals presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. Shots on goal in the first period. The Blue Jackets with 8, the Capitals with 6. There were no power plays. One began in the first period, and it belongs to the Blue Jackets. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds left on it as we begin the second period. The second period is being presented by Fiesel Roofing, and the Blue Jackets will be skating from right to left on their power play. Sean Monahan, Boone Jenner, Kirill Marchenko, Kent Johnson, and Zach Werenski make up the number 1 power play unit for the Blue Jackets. On the kill, Nick Dowd, and he is out there with Martin Fairbury and John Carlson and Brandon Duhaime for the Washington Capitals. And remember, that first period ended with a bit of chippiness. Tom Wilson picked up a 2-minute unsportsmanlike penalty and a 10-minute misconduct, and that's how the Blue Jackets got on the power play. And that was all after Adam Fantilli leveled Ryan Leonard with a clean hit back inside of the Blue Jacket zone, and then Fantilli, to add insult to injury, came down the ice and scored. Blue Jackets win the faceoff. Zach Werenski's got the puck inside of his own end. He'll just leave it off the backhand for Kent Johnson, who comes up the ice with Marchenko. Johnson brings it across the blue line, gives to Jenner. Jenner will flip it all the way across the ice, and it's going to be brought back out by Sean Monahan. Jenner wanted to give it to Werenski, but the Capitals had read that, and they cut off that passing lane. And that's why Boone just sent it across the ice. Monahan will now carry. Leaves it at his own blue line for Kent Johnson. Johnson weaves his way into the Capitals zone, pulls up, sends the puck behind the net and over toward the far corner. Monahan gets there, feeds Jenner behind the net. Off the backhand, he plays it left wing boards to Kent Johnson. The Blue Jackets are now set up. They get it to Werenski out at the blue line. He goes right side, and a swing and a foul tip, if you will, by Kent Johnson as he didn't get all of that puck. He did go into the boards awkwardly as he was finishing a shot, sliding backward and falling down, but he gets right back up and goes to the bench. 38 seconds left on this power play chance for the Blue Jackets. Adam Fantilli passing in the direction of Marchenko, who looked up and had the puck come off his stick. Marchenko gets it back, feeds Fantilli, now give to Sillinger. Jams it down toward the left wing corner. Capitals have it. Lars Eller trying to clear, and he will not be able to do it. Provorov keeps it in. Just drops it for Fantilli. Back to Provorov. Top of the left wing circle. Goes to the bottom of the circle. Trying to get it into the slot to Sillinger, and he can't get a shot off. Plays it back to the blue line. Now they go right side. Fantilli partially fanned on his shot. Didn't get all of it. And finally, Lars Eller will take this puck away for the Washington Capitals, but he cannot clear it out. We go back to 5-on-5. Eller with it again. Fantilli steps up to chip it toward the corner. Fantilli takes a big hit. He's going to be a marked man for the rest of this game. I can guarantee you that. Matejchuk sliding down the right wing boards, has the puck. Trying to get away from McMichael. He takes a hit. Got it to Fantilli near the blue line. Long shot. And he scores! Adam Fantilli taking some punishment and then taking it to the back of the net to make it a 4-0 game. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love this. Adam Fantilli, this is on its way to being some kind of a statement game for him today. I really mean that. He is, he's got something today. I mean, he's playing today like you want to see him play every day of his career. He's playing big. He's playing as a man amongst boys. And Hunter Shepard just missed the puck. I mean, it went right by his glove. Probably should have had it, but he didn't. And now Adam Fantilli has 27 on the year. And here come the Capitals right off the faceoff with a heavy forecheck in the Blue Jacket zone. Jordan Harris trying to get it out, and he will. And now he's got to pull it back inside of his own end, curl up, and create some room. Play it back into the Capital zone. Eric and Branson left it for Matthew Olivier. Olivier now getting it to Zach Aston-Reese. He's got pressure on that far wall. Capitals battle for it. Puck comes loose. Winds up on the stick of Danforth. He shoots it, and Shepard makes a save, and this one he'll hold on to. Ted Matejchuk getting the lone assist on that Adam Fantilli goal. Another goal presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. And the face-off will be in the right wing circle. It's going to be Sean Corrali to take the draw. He's got Van Riemsdyk lined up on one side, and on the other side is Cole Sillinger. And now Corrali is waved out, so Sillinger will take the draw. Sillinger puts it to the far wall. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets it behind the net. It's played up the near side by Alex Alexiev. And now carried to the neutral zone by Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Tries to accelerate around Sean Corrali, who got him with a stick check. Knocked the puck free. It is picked up down low by Mangiapane and then knocked off his stick by James Van Riemsdyk. And now James will backhand it to the left wing corner of the Capitals zone. Alexiev gets it. Wraps it around to the far point. Great job to get there and hold it by Dante Fabro. Played it behind the net. Ryan Leonard winds up with it for the Capitals, and he'll lift it out to the neutral zone. Back to Fantilli. It goes from Fabro. Across the ice, left wing boards. Corrali gives to Sillinger. He tried to get it across into the right wing circle to Van Riemsdyk, but he didn't have enough on it. And so it got intercepted by the Capitals, who are now in a delayed offside situation. They can't touch up. That allows Corrali to come to the red line and blast this puck back into the Washington Capitals end. 4-0 lead for the Blue Jackets, 16:10 to play here in period number 2. Capitals play that puck to the left wing corner of the Blue Jacket zone. Provorov gets there. Off the backhand, he puts it to Marchenko. Trying to whip it back toward the front of the net. Matejchuk does get it. Sends it back to Marchenko. Up the left wing boards, Monahan. Got it to Marchenko. He's got room left wing side. Couldn't get a shot away. And now Provorov follows up, and he put it off his stick. And it just bounced to the left of the net, almost finding the open net there, but not quite. Puck brought back up the ice by the Washington Capitals. Duhaime got it out to the blue line. Shot toward the net gets blocked. Monahan's got the puck, flips it over on the right side to Marchenko. Walks it across the blue line, accelerates, takes a shot, and Shepard with a save, follow-up chance, and a score! Monahan standing on the doorstep, easily chips it over the pad, and the Blue Jackets lead by a handful. It's 5-0. How many times have we seen that this year? Sean Monahan, right place, right time. And Marchenko lays it in there beautifully. The Blue Jackets have had their way with Hunter Shepard in this game. For Monahan, that's his 19th of the year. Marchenko picking up the assist, so he now has 72 points on the season. And the Blue Jackets head back into their own zone from the faceoff. Washington trying to dig the puck free, they do, but as they clear it across the ice, it hit a stick, and it bounces out to the neutral zone. Rasmus Sandin plays it to the stick of Andrew Mangiapane. And he dumps it around behind the net. Jed Greaves just moving up the near wall for Cole Sillinger. Sillinger flips it to the neutral zone, finds Voronkov. He takes a hit from Sandin and then puts the puck to the right wing corner of the Capitals end. Washington behind their own net, and it's picked up by Voronkov. Feeds Sillinger, and he scores! Dmitry Voronkov went in there with a huge hit on Lars Eller. That jarred it loose. He backhands it to Sillinger, who doesn't miss, and it's a 6-0 game. And Dmitry Voronkov is playing to his size today, I'll tell you that. He hits Eller, gets the puck, and moves it to Sillinger. All he had to do was finish. So that's 3 goals already in the period. 3 goals in the span of 5 minutes and 14 seconds. And now it's the Capitals rushing into the Blue Jacket zone. They take a shot on Jed Greaves, and he makes a save. It's kept in by Anthony Beauvillier. Puts it into the far corner. Dante Fabro gets it off the boards. Trying to play it back out toward the blue line. Beauvillier picks it off. Sends it toward the net. It hit a stick and now is knocked down by Fabro. Gives it to Fantilli. Got it to the red line. Capitals play it back in. Dante Fabro's right there. Uses the boards to clear it out to Kent Johnson. Hand it off to Adam Fantilli. Up the ice he comes. Dish to Werenski. Back to Fantilli, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Trying to set him up for the Hattie early in this game. Well, why not? You're only going to get X amount of chances. You might as well go ahead. You're up 6-0. Do what you want at this point. Adam Fantilli plays that puck into the Washington Capitals zone. Washington gets it out, but pass was a little bit behind Ethan Frank, and it went off his stick. Blue Jackets take it back. Bring it up the ice into the Capitals zone. Martin Fairbury taken hard to the boards by Zach Aston Reese. John Carlson's got the puck, though. Clears it to the neutral zone. Glove down by Matejchuk, and he throws it inadvertently into his own bench off the backhand. 13:20 to go in the second period. Adam Fantilli, Sean Monahan, Cole Sillinger have all scored. The Blue Jackets lead the Capitals 6-0 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Hey everyone, Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers and the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
As the official security partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout Central Ohio. We live here. Our families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/CBJ for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/CBJ.
You know that project you've been working on, just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
You can get ahead of the game and purchase your ticket plan for the 2025-26 season. Choose the games you want, the seats that you want, take advantage of flexible payment plans, enjoy discounted food and beverage, and much, much more. The perfect plan for you is there. Find it by going to BlueJackets.com. 6-0. The Blue Jackets lead the Washington Capitals. We haven't even played half a game. 13:20 left in the second period. Boone General face off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Linesman resetting everybody. Now the puck is dropped. The Capitals have it. John Carlson gets it ahead. Carried in. Ryan Leonard looked for Dubois. Missed him with the pass. Puck down along the end boards. Matejchuk trying to steal it away. He does. Looking for room. Creates a little bit of it. Creates a little bit more. Feeds Jenner across the ice off the backhand to Provorov. Through the neutral zone into the Washington end. And he tried to put it to the front of the net, but Monahan was slowed down. And the Capitals clear it back out. Matejchuk's got it again. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Dent Matejchuk, you could see that he hit a bit of a wall. And it's not a surprise. I mean, he's a young kid. He's a rookie defenseman in the National Hockey League, 20 years old. And you could see him hit the wall, and it was the first time we saw him with anything that made him look human, quite frankly, because he's been so good. But man, he's gotten through that part of the schedule. he's back to playing like an experienced NHL defenseman again. Capitals knock down a puck just outside of the Blue Jackets line. They carry it back in and take a shot that goes off a stick and out of play. I was joking during the break. I said, "You think I should pull Greaves and rest him for tomorrow?" I mean, how does he not play again tomorrow? And if he does, he's already playing his third game in 4 days. And it's a lot to ask of a goalie, but I don't think they're too worried about it. It's an option. When you're up 6-0, everything's on the table. To me, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just up here where I can do everything perfectly with no consequences. Here's a shot kicked away by Jet. Capitals get the rebound on the far wall. Send it down behind the net. Nick Dowd has got it on the stick. Dowd on the near wall, trying to slow up. Werenski got the body on him, but couldn't knock the puck away from him. Pretty strong play there by Nick Dowd. Nick Dowd's one of those guys that every time the Blue Jackets and Capitals play, he seems to be a guy that makes something happen. He just does. He's one of those guys that, you know, to me, when there are certain players that become available, and I'll be like, well, why didn't they go get that guy? And the reason is not what his entire body of work in his career is. It's what it's been against the Blue Jackets. Is a big shot from Matt Roy, is gloved by Jet Greaves. And now, I said about Nick Dowd doing something. He just grabbed one of the Blue Jackets right at the top of the crease. It's not Matthew Olivier. That I can tell you. It's Dante Fabro. I'd make the same choice. I'd let Olivier go and pick Dante Fabro. No offense, Dante. 11:27 left here in the second period. You're listening to Blue Jackets Hockey. It's being brought to you by Grippo's. Grippo's, the fun food company. Face off in the right wing circle. Look, Washington's not going to go away. It doesn't matter what the score is. Okay? And, again, they're building for tomorrow's game as well. They want to be playing their best going into the playoffs. They've been doing that. Now that the Ovechkin chase is over, they can rest some guys as they are doing here today and all that stuff. But, they don't want to get completely out of sorts. So even though they're down 6-0 here, it's not like they're going to quit playing their game. They're going to keep playing it. They get on the board. I would think, from their perspective, where this game is right now, if you lose, even if they lose 6-0, if they do things that are going to keep them successful in the playoffs, they'll be fine with that. If they lose 6-3, they'll be fine with that. For the Blue Jackets, it's about doing everything you can. You just pour it on all day because you got to play these guys again tomorrow, and you need to win every game the rest of the year. So just pour it on. Here's a shot from Trevor Van Riemsdyk off the stick into the far corner. Back out toward the blue line. Ryan Leonard couldn't catch it. And so it's Hunter Shepard that's going to just send it. He's just going to carry it over and hand it off to Trevor Van Riemsdyk. And now the Capitals are behind their own net. Move it up the ice on the left wing side. Tip this puck into the Blue Jackets zone. Jet Greaves will leave it behind the net. Ivan Provorov hands it to Kent Johnson. Up the left side, Adam Fantilli already with a pair of goals today. Flips one in, and Hunter Shepard catches it on the short hop. And he holds on for a face-off. And that face-off will come in the left wing circle. Adam Fantilli will take the draw. Lars Eller opposing him for the Washington Capitals. Shots on goal 14-9 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Face-off won by Washington. Up the ice, and on the right side, Capitals Taylor Radish gets it down into the corner. Provorov pins his man to the boards. Matejchuk digging. Provorov still digging. Radish is in there looking for it. Fantilli laying the body on him. That puck eventually comes free, goes behind the net and over to Kent Johnson. And Johnson will just lift it off the backhand through the neutral zone. Capitals have it, and they put it up the right wing boards. Fantilli knocks it loose, finds JVR. Back to Adam Fantilli, who holds. When he went to take the shot, he got stick checked. Couldn't do it. Now shot toward the net, and this one off the body, and it winds up going out of play as well. 9:13 left in the second period. It's the Blue Jackets 6 and the Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
This one is a shocker.
When the sports world is talking, nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of Sirius XM.
The Denver Nuggets have fired head coach Michael Malone.
Hear instant reaction on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
What?
The F is happening right now?
Of all the names that could have been said.
And expert analysis on NBA Radio.
We have seen two of the league's best coaches get fired in the last 2 weeks. Make it make sense.
Live sports talk when you need it is on Sirius XM and the Sirius XM app. Historic hockey moments.
March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky passes his hero Gordie Howe for most goals scored.
Gretzky scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky.
Los Angeles goal, a power play goal, and the 802nd National Hockey League goal scored by number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers win 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blue Shirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
Malik has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the Malik
went between his legs.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Blue Jackets leading by the score of 6-0 over the Washington Capitals. The Blue Jackets have another home game on the schedule, one more for the regular season, and that will be on Thursday when they take on the New York Islanders in a game presented by Advanced Drainage Systems. The first 5,000 fans in attendance will receive an official Blue Jackets team poster. Get your tickets by going to BlueJackets.com. You can do that right now if you want. 6-0 lead. The Blue Jackets are so hoping that that's not the last home game of the season. They are still alive in the playoff race. They need Montreal to lose. Montreal lost last night to Ottawa. They'll be playing against Toronto. Here's a steal by the Washington Capitals at the blue line and a good back check by Kirill Marchenko. And now Zach Werenski is back into position. Capitals still have it in the Blue Jacket zone. That will change. It's cleared out by Marchenko. That was Brandon Duhaime that came up the ice for Washington trying to make something happen. Marchenko and now into the right wing circle with a shot off the glove of Hunter Shepard and over the crossbar. Back to the blue line. Fabro in between the circles. Jenner with a shot and Shepard catches it. And he holds on for a faceoff. As the Blue Jackets continue to put pressure on Hunter Shepard. Logan Thompson is out for the Washington Capitals. He stayed in Washington to skate today. Charlie Lindgren is the backup here. Hunter Shepard. Last time he won a game in the National Hockey League was in November of 2023 against the Islanders. He's been in Hershey. 22-11-3 with a 2.81 goals against average in Hershey. But you know what they say, you're not in Chocolatown anymore. Blue Jackets chasing for a bouncing puck in the neutral zone. They get it. Ryan Leonard, he's going at it with Sean Corrali. That's a mistake. Here they go. They're going to fight. Oh, no, they never got the chance. Third man in is Trevor Van Riem's like, Corrali comes out. He still has a hold of Leonard. And Corrali's taking on two guys at a time now. He's dishing the right hand on Leonard. Oh, he got him right in the kisser and took him to the ice. I can't wait to see how they're going to sort this whole thing out. Well, Ryan Leonard got knocked to the ice by Adam Fantilli in the first period. That's what started all the hostility. But he picked the wrong guy in Corrali.
Washington penalty number 9. Columbus number 7. 2 minutes each for cross-checking. 5 minutes each for fighting.
You're kidding me. Now, look, I'm sorry. But why does Van Riemsdyk not get anything for coming in there? I know he's trying to protect his guy, but come on. Really? Whatever happened to the old third man in? You're the third man in, then you're out. Anyway. Yeah, Van Riemsdyk gets in there, he jumps on Corrali. Corrali shrugs him off, stays with Leonard. They're trying to fight again. Who else comes in there? And Strome's trying to grab a hold of Corrali, and he fights him off. And then he finally gets a couple of right hands. And Ryan Leonard. This is not Boston College. It's a school of hard knocks today for him. Sean Corrali. I talked to him the other day. I was teasing him because when he fought in Toronto, we went to Ottawa, and I teased him. I said, "You're going to fight 2 days in a row," and he says, "It's not going to happen." And then he fought the next Ottawa game. So I said to him after, I said, "So I guess it's 2 out of every 3 games." And he goes, "Bob, it's not the end. I'll tell you, it's not the end." So, and he said it with a smile and all that. So, he wasn't lying. I'll put it to you that way. So we play 5-on-5. Face-offs in the Blue Jacket zone. Eric Branson gives it to Matthew Olivier. Olivier couldn't get it out. By the way, Tom Wilson's out there, and he just hit Jordan Harris. Olivier tries to clear the zone. It got knocked down. He didn't get it out of there. And it's going to be carried to the end boards. Olivier now plays it for Sillinger. Try to get it back to Olivier, and it's going to be picked up by Jordan Harris. He'll skate through some traffic and up the ice. He's into the Washington zone. Tried to flip it to Voronkov. It was up in the air, and it went off his stick. And now Washington comes back quickly on the counterattack. 2 men strong. Connor McMichael trying to lay it out to Tom Wilson. Wilson bats it behind the net. Remember, Wilson got a 2 and a 10 late in the first period, so he hasn't really been much of a factor in this game. Zach Werenski up the left side. Jordan Harris trying to tip it ahead, and it was stolen away. Here comes Lars Eller. Eller in with a shot, and Jet Greaves easily sticks to the side. And now there's a collision, and Greaves got run into by his own man, Jordan Harris. And the net is knocked off with 7:08 left to play. Now, what are they saying? That the Blue Jackets can't change? Bringing Werenski back out on the ice. The officials brought him back on the ice. It's not like he said, hey, I'd like to come back out there. He wanted to stay on the bench. Fantilli on the faceoff in the right wing circle in the Blue Jacket zone. Washington wins it. John Carlson flips it toward the net, hit traffic, and another chance, and again there's Jet Greaves making the save. Kent Johnson will now skate it up the right side, crosses the red line, and plays it off the backhand down along the end boards. Carlson goes out of his way to hit Fantilli. They're going to hit Fantilli all day. All day. And a guy like John Carlson, who's been so upset about what's happened here, look, there goes Lars Eller to hit him. And the puck comes free. I'm telling you, every time he's got the puck, somebody's going to hit him. That's just the way it goes. And the puck's through the neutral zone. Kent Johnson gets there. Oh, that's a great job by Kent Johnson to steal it from Matt Roy. Roy trying to get it back over in the far corner. Van Riemsdyk comes in, shoves his man, Rasmus Sandin. Still shoves him. They might fight, actually. Behind the play, they're swinging sticks at one another. And they're both going to go off. And now they are going to fight. They throw down. It's JVR and Rasmus Sandin. And Sandin with a swing came all the way through and fell down. JVR wound up on top of him. And they're going to the box. Should have played this one at the Fairgrounds Coliseum today. That's what it feels like. Couple more fighting majors. That was destined to happen, the way those guys were back there swinging sticks.
Washington, number 38. 2 minutes cross-checking. 5 minutes fighting. Columbus, number 21. 2 minutes slashing. 5 minutes fighting.
So they will both go to the dressing room. They got 7 minutes worth of penalties with 6 left. Van Riemsdyk was swinging that stick like Tim Dr. Hook McCracken from Slapshot fame back there. Olivier and Tom Wilson have been involved in none of this yet. And I do say yet. Guys keep disappearing. I remember one time when I was in Syracuse, we played in Cleveland against the Barons at the time. And there was literally a game where, or was it the Barons? Maybe it was the Monsters. Anyway, what it was, there was literally a point where I think there were 5 players on each bench. And everybody else was either in the penalty box or in the dressing room for the rest of the period. That was some kind of day. I have to verify that with my old friend John Michael, who now does TV for the Cavaliers, because he was on the other side of that. Capitals take a shot toward the Blue Jackets net. It misses. They're going to take another, and Alexiev breaks his stick on a one-timer. Werenski gets the puck over to Goodbranson, plays it out to the left point. Now it's Matt Roy sending it wide of the net. Tom Wilson looking for a tip. So Wilson and Olivier are on the ice at the same time. Puck went off a stick and up in the air. Ethan Frank is pinned to the boards by Matthew Olivier. Pierre-Luc Dubois comes over. Eric Goodbranson is on him. And as the puck comes loose, it's picked up by Werenski. And he goes behind the net and will use the glass to get it out to the neutral zone. But it hit Voronkov. Comes back to Werenski, and he finds Marchenko off the bench, but the puck didn't find him. The puck was standing on end. Marchenko now has it and takes a shot from the right wing circle of the Capital zone. It's turned away by Hunter Shepard. 5:13 to go here in the second period. Puck's in the neutral zone. Dante Fabro will get it to Sean Monahan, and he will put it on the stick of Boone Jenner. Jenner up the right wing side, into the circle with a shot, and Shepard got the blocker on that one. Provorov now gets it down to Marchenko, bottom of the left wing circle. Tried to backhand it in front. He missed on that, so we'll give it to Fabro on the right wing boards. Across to Provorov. Thought about skating through Mangiapane. Now he just plays the puck down to the corner. Capitals put it over to the right point. Fabro's got it there. Give to Marchenko. Across to Provorov. Back to Boone Jenner with a shot that misses. And Fabro comes down the near wall. Jenner gets it. Plays it back around to the far side of the ice. Provorov gets there. Keeps it in. Try to put it to the corner. It's intercepted by Washington. And up the ice they will come with the puck on the stick. And it is carried in by Dylan Strome. And his pass across the ice is tipped outside the blue line by Boone Jenner. And Washington has to reset. They had a man trapped in the zone. So they put it in behind the Blue Jackets net. And that's where Jet Reeves will leave it for Ivan Provorov. Provorov fires up the near wall. And that one is by Zach Aston Reese. And it will be an icing call with 4:01 to play here in period number 2. The Blue Jackets holding a 6-0 lead. Adam Fantilli has 2 of the goals for the Blue Jackets. Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Sean Monahan, and Cole Sillinger have the others. Johnson has 2 points with a goal and an assist. Monahan also with a goal and an assist in this game. Van Riemsdyk has a pair of assists. It's been quite the day. Glad we started early. Justin Danforth, he won the faceoff in his own zone, but the puck hit off the skate of Dante Fabro and went to the Capitals. They shoot it wide of the net, and now the Blue Jackets will clear it to the neutral zone. Danforth had his stick lifted and couldn't receive the pass that Aston Reese was trying to give him. Provorov goes back behind his own net. Pins Nick Dowd to the boards. And we get a whistle. That was a pretty quick whistle, but I think there's a reason for it. The puck was tied up, but the referee came over and blew it pretty quickly. Anyway, 3:40 to go here in period number 2. Blue Jackets 6, Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
Head down to the Arena District, your hockey headquarters. Catch some action on the ice at Nationwide Arena. Or watch the game at one of the Arena District's 20 bars and restaurants. The Arena District is rocking nightly with live entertainment, awesome specials, and convenient parking. Live it up by coming early or staying late. The Arena District is the place to play, meet, eat, and celebrate. Get your game plan on at arenadistrict.com with a complete list of bars, restaurants, concerts, and game schedules. Go Jackets!
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
And may I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Being a victim of medical malpractice can affect every part of your world. Elk & Elk knows this, and it's why we're there for every client, every day. Call Elk & Elk at 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit BlueJackets.com/PowerPlayChallenge.
3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second period at Nationwide Arena. It's been a good one. The Blue Jackets are beating up on the Capitals 6-0. One other game on the Nationwide NHL scoreboard at the Wells Fargo Center. The Islanders lead the Flyers 2-1 through 40 minutes. Back to Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets looking at a face-off in their own end. Cole Sillinger against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Sillinger pulls it back to the near corner. It's going to be picked up by Jordan Harris, and we've got an interference call right off the face-off. And the Capitals will get a power play from this. to Branson.
Columbus penalty number 44, 2 minutes for interference.
Branson was talking to the referee on his way to the box, disagreeing. So Washington with a man advantage. Opportunity for them to get on the board for the first time today. Blue Jackets on the Vector Security penalty kill. They are 25th in the league on the kill. Washington is 12th on the power play. They don't have their biggest power play weapon out there today, which is Alexander Ovechkin. Blue Jackets trying to dig the puck off the near wall, and they will. And Boone Jenner will send it all the way down the ice. Hunter Shepard, the goaltender for the Capitals today, leaving that puck behind the net. John Carlson will take it, drops it back. And it's carried by Taylor Radish. Put it on the left side. Dubois will get it into the Blue Jacket zone. Dylan Strome into the right wing circle. Kicks it back to the top of the slot. Move it back to Strome on the half wall, right wing side. He looks it over, starts to skate it to the center point. Leave it now for John Carlson. Carlson gets it down low to Tom Wilson. Back to Carlson, and he wants to trade spots with Strome. Carlson takes a look, fires it toward the net, and there's Greaves with the glove, making the catch and holding on. Face off in the right wing circle. 1 minute and 9 seconds left on this penalty kill for the Blue Jackets. Up by 6 in this game. Dylan Strome will face off against Justin Danforth. Danforth pulls it back to Ivan Provorov. Nice tap off the backhand to get it to the far side of the ice to Zach Aston Reese. He couldn't clear it off the backhand, though. Matejchuk gets it to Provorov. Trying to jam it back to Matejchuk. It hit off Tom Wilson and went up in the air. Capitals get it to the blue line. Carlson handed off to Strome. Down to Dubois. He tried to go across the seam and put it onto the stick of Radish. Blue Jackets break that up. Wilson's got the puck in the corner now. He coughs it up, and that's jammed right around the boards and out by Denton Matejchuk. That'll leave 33 seconds on the man advantage for the Washington Capitals, who trail 6-0 to the Blue Jackets here today. Ethan Frank in the neutral zone, drops it off. Connor McMichael looks to Andrew Mangiapane. Back to Matt Roy at the right point. Across the ice he goes. They come back to him in the middle. Takes a shot, tipped in front, and then cleared away by the Blue Jackets. And Cole Sillinger made sure that he got that puck settled down. That was a key. He had a man in front of him. You settle it down, then you see if you have a chance of skating. If you don't, just get rid of it. Now stretch pass to Beauvillier. Comes up the ice. He tried to go to the backhand as he was cutting across the top of the crease. Date Fabro got his stick in from behind and kept him from getting his shot on net. Now get Branson out of the penalty box. Into the play. Hands off to Werenski. He brings it into the Washington zone. Tried to flip it ahead, and it got knocked down by Matt Roy, who will now lay it up the right wing side for Martin Feyerabry. Drop it off for Anthony Beauvillier. Plays it off the boards and down toward the corner of the Blue Jacket zone with 1 minute and 6 seconds left here in period number 2. Justin Danforth challenged by Lars Eller and Nick Dow. Provorov comes over to help out, and he gets the puck and feeds Zach Werenski. Zach tries to clear it out, and it got knocked down, but we have a hand pass called. And that will bring the faceoff back out to the neutral zone with 52.8 seconds left here in the second period. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone in front of the Capitals bench. Nope, we'll move it on the other side here in front of the penalty box. Aston Reese, Danforth, and Corrali are on the ice. Waiting for a centerman here for the Capitals. It's going to be Nick Dowd against Sean Corrali. And Corrali got waved out. So Danforth will take it. Got it to Zach Aston Reese. Back to Jordan Harris. And over to Eric Branson. He finds his way to the red line and puts it deep into the Washington zone. Zach Aston Reese in the right wing corner. To the blue line. Branson lets it go, and that got knocked down in traffic. Crowley with a follow-up chance doesn't go. And now Zach Aston Reese had a chance, but couldn't really get his on target either. Too many bodies in between him and the net. Trevor Van Riemsdyk for the Capitals lays it up the right wing side for Lars Eller. 23 seconds left in the period. Eller cuts across the ice, takes a shot. He gets pinned to the ice by Jet Greaves. And holds on with 19.1 seconds left. Face off in the right wing circle to Greaves' glove side. Wilson is back out there with Dubois. Ryan Leonard is back. He's got the puck. He takes a shot. It gets blocked. He'll pick it back up near the blue line. Bobbled it. Gets under control again. Takes a shot. That's blocked. Kept in at the blue line. Provorov now got it to Sillinger, and Sillinger will bang it out to the red line off the boards, and that will kill the rest of the period. Well, the Blue Jackets had a 3-0 lead going into the second period. They added 3 more to it. Adam Fantilli had the last goal of the first. He got the first goal of the second. And the Blue Jackets enjoying a 6-0 advantage over the Washington Capitals. And before both teams can leave the ice, there's more discussion. And it was Tom Wilson who was talking to somebody, and Matthew Olivier came over and cut him off. So now they're separated, and the teams are going to the dressing rooms. Steve McCarthy, Blue Jackets assistant coach, is with me outside the dressing room. And when's the last time you saw one like this, Mac?
Yeah, no, it's we're doing a lot of good things. We just want to keep our habits, but it's nice to see the guys get rewarded. That's for sure.
Well, it sure is. I wanted to tell you, you're doing a great job today. Hey,
yeah, it's pretty easy when you're not playing.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what, just this game, this is old-time hockey today, and you don't see them like this much anymore, and your group has really embraced this. I saw it earlier in the week with Ottawa a little bit, but today it was early in the first period. I love it.
Yeah, no, like you said, you don't see it too often. But again, it says just a lot about our group. It's team first mentality. We stick together out there, regardless of the way anybody wants to play. And like I said, you don't see this too often. But it's a good, hard fought, clean hockey game. And definitely fun to watch for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't have to ask you about how you're going to play defensively. I don't have to ask you how you're going to score anymore. It's a pretty easy day, Mac. And I've got Dick Vermeil, who's a former Super Bowl winner, here in the booth, and he's going to talk. So I'm going to let you go and pass you up for the guy in the Hall of Fame jacket.
Yeah, that's a good idea. A really good idea. That's the best call all year, probably.
All right, finally got there.
All right.
Finally. All right, Mac, thanks. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Steve McCarthy, Blue Jackets assistant coach, with me. The Blue Jackets are up on the Capitals 6-0 after 2 on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Fifth Line. Brandon Dubinsky here for Limitless Limo, proud partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Let Limitless Limo take care of the ride so you and your crew can enjoy another win your way. Our professional drivers will get you to Nationwide Arena and back home safely. We make game day unforgettable with room for up to 40 friends and luxury amenities. Plus, every ride to a Blue Jackets game supports charity. Visit limitless-limo.com and arrive in Limitless Limo luxury no matter what the destination is.
Hey Jackets fans, when you play, kids win with the Blue Jackets 50-50 raffle presented by Kemba Financial Credit Union. One lucky fan will win 50% of the net proceeds from each raffle pot, with the remaining proceeds benefiting Blue Jackets Foundation outreach initiatives throughout the community. Purchase your raffle tickets at the next Jackets home game or online at BlueJackets5050.com. Again, that's BlueJackets5050.com.
This is the second intermission report. Here's Dylan Tyre to recap the second period scoring.
6-0 game here at Nationwide Arena through 2 periods. The Blue Jackets are beating up on the Washington Capitals, and it's been a physical game. And with that in mind, right now I'm really excited to be joined by Hall of Fame head coach Dick Vermeil. Kind of resembles a football game out there, just the way it's been so physical.
It's a lot faster. Football play 3 to 4 seconds and it's over and you walk back to the huddle. Here, they don't stop. It's amazing.
Yeah, you were telling me that you haven't been able to make it to many hockey games, but you're really enjoying being here and just watching the speed, the athleticism of these guys.
Well, you feel the intensity and you see the speed, and it's beyond what you see on television. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what I've said many times, how do they see that puck moving like that? I mean, especially the goalie, but it has to be constant focus. Detail focus, and as you move, it's amazing.
Well, Dick, we're in Columbus, Ohio. It's Buckeye country. People are crazy about football here, and I know you've crossed paths with Woody Hayes before, so what can you tell us about your time with Woody Hayes?
I got to know him well. I got to coach against him twice, and I got to know him whenever I came to town to do a broadcast with Brent, I would try to see Woody. I even saw him when he was in the hospital.
Excitement you've been missing at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, close to home at exit 58 off the LIE. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
What put your team into that next?
This is Adam Pelech. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
Welcome back to Wells Fargo Center. Isles lead the Flyers 2-1 after 2. Between frames, MSG's Shannon Hogan had a chat with the captain, Anders Lee.
Level in the second period here.
I think we stayed with it. I think we had some pretty good chances in the first period. Didn't get discouraged by them putting the first one in, and a couple great plays as a result. Most lines are having some good nights tonight and creating a lot of offense down low, and we were able to put a couple plays together at the end of the period.
Sometimes that can be contagious, too. If you mentioned a couple lines going, can you share what you saw out of your goal?
Oh, just a great entry. We needed that on our power play here. Kind of turned it up, and Bo and Tony had a nice little entry here. Got each other some space, and then Dauber with his eyes up, just a real heady play and puts it on the tape.
Quickly, what's your message to your team heading into the third?
Let's stay with it. Let's keep attacking. Let's keep it low and be smart with the puck. There's no need to do anything dumb out there. Just go play a simple third, play hard, and it'll be a good one.
All right, Anders, thanks so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Shane.
And that is the captain, Anders Lee. Tyson Forster gave Philadelphia the lead at 3:28 of the second on the power play. His 25th from Couturier and Michkov, but the captain tied it. 29th of the season, 5th on the power play from Dobson and D'Angelo at 10:54. And then Noah put New York in front at 17:58 with his 10th of the year from Horvat and Mayfield. Islanders outshot the Flyers 14-4 in the second period. New York out shooting Philadelphia 26-12 for the game. Flyers 1 for 2 on their power play. Islanders 1 for 3 with the man advantage. So we go down to center ice. Period 3 about to get underway. New York in the visiting white. They're trimmed in blue and orange. They go left to right this period. It's Marcus Hogberg playing a Flyer dump-in to our left. Flyers wearing their alternate third jerseys. The blacks trimmed in orange and white. They go right to left with Sam Ayerson tending the net to our right. So again, if you're joining us late, Islanders must win this game. Doesn't matter in regulation, overtime, shootout. They need 2 points any way they can get them to keep their playoff hopes alive. And hope that later tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs at home can beat the Montreal Canadiens in regulation. So Canadiens, again, have a magic number of 1 to eliminate the Islanders. That Islander tragic number is 1. So any 1 point not gained by the Islanders or gained by Montreal would end New York's playoff hopes. Flyers with it in their own end. They're going to send it off the far boards and move it to the Islander line where it's taken away there by Pelletier, but again, he took a hit from Pulock, but it was Ryan who went down, but got the job done anyway, taking away the puck. Anders Lee under the big scoreboard at center, sweeps it for Horvat through the left circle in flyer ice. Bo trying to settle down a bouncing puck, could not, then Palmieri overskated it, and the Flyers grab it and begin their breakout. Cam York to center now, left wing over the red line, snaps it in, hugs the dasher near side to far. Cates shoots from there, and a glove save by Marcus Hogberg. We're a minute 12 into the second. Islanders up, or into the third, Islanders up a goal.
Kinger, just on the personal, going back to that national championship discussion. It's BU's first time in a national title game since 2015. That night, though, even though I only was two and a half years since finishing up at BU, my mind was not on that game at all because it was the night the Islanders hosted the Blue Jackets at the Coliseum, the original last regular season home game.
Yes.
Islanders needed to win, get home ice against the Capitals. Blew a 2-goal lead. I think twice they blew 2-goal leads in that game. Certainly at least once in the third period. And that was all of our focus that night. Not at all on the national championship game, which BU blew to Providence that night in Boston at TD Garden.
Oh, now BU's last title, 09, is that right?
09, yep.
Yeah, 09, okay.
Brian Strait, an Islander that played on that team.
Yes, we often see Brian these days in the press box at UBS Arena. I believe he's scouting for the New Jersey Devils.
Exactly.
So, again, they're looking for their sixth title, right?
Sixth title. BC also sitting at 5. So
that's
big. The big comparison.
Puck out of play here in Islander ice. But the Western Michigan Broncos, Greg, a chance for their first ever national title.
And Glenn Healy, well, definitely the most famous New York Islander alum that played at Western Michigan. This was their first ever trip to the Frozen Four.
So again, 7:30 tonight, ESPN2, college hockey's national championship game in St. Louis, Missouri. So Islanders here, hope they have a winning verdict so they can enjoy watching that tonight, perhaps in their hotel rooms in New Jersey, where they'll play the Devils tomorrow at 1. Here, looked like an Islander got away with a high stick up into the face of Couturier. That whistle is not for the penalty. It's for icing against New York.
That was Kyle McLean, who may have been more of a hit that caught Couturier by surprise up high. And the fact that Couturier didn't really say anything back to McLean tells me that it's Couturier recognizing that he just wasn't ready for it, that it wasn't anything malicious.
So, again, Philadelphia, when they beat the Rangers 8-5 Wednesday night at the Garden, had a 6-goal third period. Yes, 2 of them came into an empty net, but it's still 6 goals in the third period. As here off the faceoff, Tony DeAngelo getting into it with a couple of different Flyers. Konechny one of them, Michkov, the rookie, the other.
That was the one it started with. And you know what? Wonder what words in Russian Tony picked up during his half a season in the KHL this year, so maybe something that could set off Michkov.
He told us not too much, Greg. We did ask him about that earlier this year when he first came to the Islanders. He told us not a lot.
It wouldn't surprise me, though, for a North American guy going over.
Words?
Exactly. Those are probably the first things that they teach you.
Yes. Well, we'll see if anything comes of this. The officials are actually talking about it here. And I don't know if we're going to get a penalty, as they're going to go to take a look at this, perhaps. They're talking to the off-ice officials directly on the red line here.
It looks like are they moving the face-off out to the neutral zone, saying that it was the Flyers that initiated something. And you know what? Maybe because a defenseman on Philadelphia got involved in the offensive zone post-whistle scrum, that's what brings the face-off out to the neutral zone.
All right, Islanders will take that. It's just outside their blue line on the near side of the ice. Again, we're just over 2 minutes into the third. Choppy start to it. Islanders up 2-1. Off the face-off, Couturier and McLean have a sword fight, cross-checking each other.
So Couturier was waiting for the puck to drop again before he could go back at McLean for what was that hit on the previous sequence. So we'll see. This third period maybe gets a little testy. I know in Columbus it got really tested between the Jackets and the Capitals. The Jackets were up 6-0 and things got out of hand a little bit.
Matt Martin is out there at the moment for the New York Islanders, their resident tough guy, as he plays in the left wing corner of Flyer ice. He took down a Flyer with a chop to the skates there. That could have been a penalty, uncalled. DeAngelo shoots from right point, save Anderson, rebound loose, and the Flyers just poke it to the far side where Andre skates it out the center. Now finds Konechny through the left circle in Islander ice. DeAngelo gives him a rough ride into the corner boards and takes him down, and then moves it far side for Alex Romanov. Romanov's going to stop it on the goal line, and then dangerous cross-ice pass through the slot, but connected with Kyle McLean, who backs it up to his goal line. DeAngelo starts behind his net as, again, the Islanders get fresh legs out there. Crowd doesn't like that Tony D has the puck, and he's not moving it. Does to Engvall, who shoots from the left dot, and it's a blocker save by Ersson. Islanders try to hold the zone. Engvall, bottom of the left circle, tried to cut to the back end in the slot, but Philadelphia knocked it off his stick. Engvall and Fasching try to keep it alive. It's Zizekas right dot shooting, and that's blocked out high by Sanheim. Philadelphia trying to turn it into a 3-on-2. Over the outer line they come, but the centering pass, beautiful interception by Ryan Pulock. Quick up, so Hudson Fasching, he got sandwiched between two Flyers and taken off the puck. So Seeler lifts it high in the air to the neutral zone. Batting it down on the center circle is Ryan Pulock, who risks it in. Ayerson went for a stroll. It took a strange hop off the stanchion, but stayed below the goal line, so no harm there.
And one little extra shot from Delorier on Pulock right in front of the Flyers bench as Pulock sent that puck in on the dump and was just trying to go off the ice for a change, but Nick Delorier didn't let that happen so quickly.
Again, in the 5 games under interim head coach Brad Shaw, this Flyer team averaging 5 goals a game, the most of any team in the NHL since Shaw took over on March 28th. Islanders have held them to just one so far today, the Tyson Forster goal on the power play, early second period that gave Philly their only lead. Here's Bo Horvat through center, left wing over the line of the Flyers for Palmieri, now to Anders Lee. The captain drags it into the slot, but Philadelphia takes it off his stick, and here they come quickly in transition through the neutral zone. Pelletier to Paling, back down the middle now to Pelletier, to net, backhand shoots, he scores! Jacob Pelletier slides it 5-hole on Marcus Hogberg, and with their first even-strength goal of the afternoon, the Flyers have tied this game at 2.
That ended up being pretty similar to the Noah Dobson goal, just not with a defenseman involved in the end, but puck left side half board after some tic-tac-toe passing, finds the man open in the slot, and Pelletier ends up going 5-hole, just like Noah Dobson did on the goal that gave the Islanders the 2-1 lead. But here we are, 4:29 into the third period, and Philadelphia is able to tie things up at 2 with their first even-strength goal of the evening, as Pelletier was actually traded to the Flyers while the Islanders were playing Philadelphia in that game January 30th, as word was breaking late in that contest that a deal was occurring between Philadelphia and Calgary. Andrei Kuzmenko went to Philadelphia in that trade as well. He has been dealt to Los Angeles.
Again, they came across from Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee the other way to the Calgary Flames, and so Pelletier, 7th of the season at 4:29 of the third, brings Philadelphia back to even at 2 apiece. Flyers looking to take the lead. Left point here at Zamula, playing it to the half boards for Foster. Left it off there for Bobby Brink, and out of the left corner for the third member of that line, Noah Cates. Taken away, though, by the Islanders. Pulock moved it ahead for Simon Holmstrom. Left it for Pajot, and out of Pelech, who joins the rush at center. Gave it up on a back check, though, by Cates. Good work by Noah Cates to steal it, and he's got it right circle in Islander ice. Worked it into the slot. Still loose, but New York able to get it to the near boards. Simon Holmstrom, a little backhand chip to Siplikov between the penalty boxes. Sippy gets it in deep, and Ayerson will play it in his trapezoid with the Islanders changing. So 2-2 the score, 5.5 minutes into period 3 this afternoon in Philadelphia. Again, Islanders trying to snap a 2-game winless streak overall and a 3-game winless streak on the road. Flyers trying to win for the 5th time in 6 games under their interim head coach, Brad Shaw. Philadelphia with the puck at center, right wing over the New York line. It's Konechny hitting the brakes and then turning it over but getting it back. And I'm going to say I believe it may have touched up in the Islander bench, and that brings us a whistle. 14:09 to go in the second. 2-2 the score. The Pelletier goal assisted by Tippett and Paling at 4:29.
By the way, the Noah Dobson goal, the 50th of his career, so he becomes just the 6th ever Islander defenseman with at least 50 goals. 2 back of Stefan Persson for 5th. He is 3 back of his teammate Ryan Pulock, who has 53. Then Kenny Janssen is 3rd at 57. So very good chance that by the end of next season, Noah Dobson will have the 3rd most goals by a defenseman in franchise history.
That is crazy for a defenseman as young as Noah Dobson is, Greg. Just absolutely incredible. But again, he comes off that 70-point season last year with 10 goals and 60 assists, and he's had bursts like that this year, but just not the consistency that he had of that incredible season a year ago. So the Flyers have tied it at 2. Just over 6 minutes into the third. Philadelphia in their own end just to get it out to center and now turn it into a 2-on-1. Konechny through the left circle, shoots, left pad save, big rebound, but it wouldn't sit down for Couturier right of the crease. Islanders go 2-on-1 the other way now. D'Angelo through the right circle. He's got McLean going to the net, feeds him. Mack the backhand. What a save by Ayerson on his belly. And now more pushing and shoving after the whistle.
We will get a slashing penalty out of this that will lead to an Islander power play into break.
All right, so let's confirm for you here as we go down to center.
Philadelphia, minor penalty, 6, slashing.
So they say Sanheim slashed McLean in on the breakaway. Back with an Islander power play now in a 2-2 game with 13:40 to go in the third. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at acrisure.com.
New York Public Schools give students a chance to dream, to play their first notes before striking a chord with the rest of the world, to learn small lessons in the gym before shining in the league, to not only be inspired to study the stars, but see them up close. Every New York lottery ticket purchased benefits New York Public Schools. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Matt Martin. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is head coach Patrick Roy on the growth he's seen from rookie Mark Gatcomb as the season has gone along.
I have to admit, it's a pleasant surprise. I mean, he's got, 8 goals or something like this. He's skating well. I mean, he finishes check. He shows some consistency in this game. I'm very impressed with him. I mean, the role that he's been playing, it's exactly what we need, and he brings that physicality that we certainly could use. And last game, scored 2 goals, and he goes in those areas where it pays off.
Again, Patrick Roy talking about that 2-goal game that he had against Ovi and the Caps, but Greg in a 2-all game here in Philly. Islanders to their 4th power play.
1 for 3 thus far. 2 shots on goal, including the Anders lead tally that tied the game up at 1 midway through the second period. So huge moment here for the Islanders. Try to retake the lead as Sanheim sits 2 minutes for slashing Kyle McLean.
So face-off left circle in the Flyer zone, won by Philadelphia. They'll skate it out to center before turning it over at the red line on a good long reach by Noah Dobson, who now drags it back into his own end. So again, we talked to Noah between periods about that 2D set on both units. He's out there with Tony DeAngelo on this unit, and then Pelech and Pollock will have the next unit when they hit the ice if the Islanders don't score here. They find DeAngelo at left point. Tony D settles it down. Right point now for Dobson in the Flyer end. Right half boards for Horvat. Bo surveying the scene, goes to the goal line to Lee, right of the cage. Back to Bo, straight on for Dobson at the blue line. Noah to Horvat, right dot. They tried to go to Palmieri in the bumper. It jumped over his stick. Horvat, top of the right circle. Back door for Palmieri, but again off the heel of his stick. Palms holds it into Lee in the trapezoid to Horvat on the half boards. Right side in Philly ice. He gets double teamed behind the net. Lee let it roll through to Dobson, who now crisscrosses with DeAngelo. Noah at left point for the right-handed shot. He plays catch with Lee. Noah top of the left circle. Center point DeAngelo to Noah. Left circle one-timer, and he missed the net. DeAngelo does hold it in, though, off the carom at right point. Tony D skates the center point, takes a look, drags it, feeds Horvat one-timer right circle. Good save. Ayerson sliding across to get his chest on it. Philly can't get it out. Anders Lee the hold. Bumper spot Horvat. Left circle. DeAngelo fires, and another save by Ayerson. Philadelphia trying to get it out, and no, held in. Horvat to the net. Lee point blank missed the net wide from the left of the crease. Great pressure by the Islanders. Power play down to 30 seconds to go, but this first unit still humming in Flyer ice. Anders Lee poked it into the slot. Paling finally intercepts and gets the clear.
Even though the Islanders scored a power play goal in the second period, this was a much better looking power play than that. That one really only got set up with about 15 seconds left, and they scored with 5 remaining. Last chance for the Islanders as they hurry up with 12 seconds to go on the man advantage.
And this unit turns it over at center. Philadelphia, though, bringing it over the Islander line. Forster, left circle, shoots. He drew a penalty as Hogberg makes the glove save. So a hook coming up on the Islanders. The power play only had 4 seconds to go in it. And let's confirm who the guilty party is. I think it's Siplikov. So indeed, the Russian rookie Max Siplikov on the hook. Again, 4 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey and then a Flyer power play for $1.56.
Yeah, he was the one who gave the puck away, Siplikov in the neutral zone. So in his effort to get it back, he's guilty of the hooking infraction. And so Philadelphia will go to a power play once Sanheim comes out of the box.
So 8:16 the time of that infraction in the third. Flyers have a power play goal from Tyson Forster earlier today as they have an even-strength goal from Pelletier. Same ratio for the Islanders. A lead power play goal, a Dobson even-strength marker.
I figure Sanheim will just join the crew right on the ice for this man advantage because there are 4 forwards out there for Philadelphia.
So Islanders do win the face-off, but turn it over at the blue line. Sanheim out of the box, but no, he's going to cross over and go to the bench as Michkov has it above the left circle in Islander ice. Matvei Michkov, their Russian rookie, takes a look on the half board. Center point now for Brink. Top of the right circle, Konechny. Konechny to Brink, straight on. Left circle for Michkov.
5 forwards on the ice for Philadelphia.
How about that? That's why Sanheim went to the bench. Michkov in the bumper. Couturier center point now for Brink. To Michkov above the left circle. Matvei Michkov to the dot, now to the bottom of the circle. Kicks it out to Brink, high slot. Works it. Center point now, Konechny. Left point shot by Brink, blocked by the Islanders, and Adam Pelech to a knee, clearing it all the way down.
The fans wanted a shot. They eventually got it, and it was blocked by the Islanders out high, and that's why the Flyers never rushed to take the shot, because the Islanders were doing a great job clogging up those shooting lanes, and eventually leads to a clear as a result.
Philly again with 5 power play goals in the 6 games that Bradshaw has been their interim head coach. Under John Tortorella, they had no power play goals in their last 13 games. They were 0 for 31 when Torts was fired in the previous 13 games. So Islanders get a clear. Power play time for Philly down to 45 seconds as the Flyers skated through center. And it's Couturier, right wing over the New York stripe, playing it down to the half boards. And they're into their set. Flyers work it out, right point for Bobby Brink. He'll take a look and then play it to the half-board's right side. They try to go through the seam, but deflected away by an Islanders stick. Michkov holds it in down the left wing wall, roughed up by Sazik as Konechny finds Couturier on the right half-boards with 25 to go in the power play. Couturier, goal line extended right corner to Brink in his skates at right point, neatly to his stick. Michkov crosses over now to the right dot. Matvei Michkov loads the gun, saucers it to center. Brink, left circle, Konechny fires, but missed the net by a mile. And it carries off the end boards all the way back to Flyer ice, where Ersson is out to play it.
Mayfield closed down quickly on the shot there, so that's why he had to hurry, and there wasn't a lot of room to shoot at. Siplikov out of the box.
So Philadelphia 1 for 3 on their power play. Islanders 1 for 4 on the man advantage. We return to 5-a-side hockey in a 2-2 game as we pass the midpoint of period 3. Flyers behind the Islander net. Noah Cates working it out top of the right circle for Couturier. In front he has an open man. Foster shoots. He scores! Second goal of the game for Tyson Forster. His 5th goal in the last 2 contests. And Philadelphia is back on top. It's 3-2 Flyers.
Won't go down as a power play goal, but it was still within that sequence immediately following the end of the power play for Philadelphia. And just like the goal earlier in the period by Pelletier, 5-hole on Marcus Heiberg as Forster beats him low. He's in the low slot and sees an opening down on the ice as the stick of Heiberg is not making any contact with that puck. So the Islanders came into this period ahead 2-1, dominated play in the second. Could not add to the lead more than just a single goal. And now Philadelphia has a lead for the second time tonight.
And Tyson Forster, Greg, now has 8 goals in his last 6 games. He has caught Matvei Michkov and Travis Konechny for the team leading goals. All 3 players now with 24 on the season. So right now the bookend goals for Tyson Forster. He opened the scoring on the power play early second. And now past the midpoint of the third at even strength, he's got Philadelphia back in front. Again, we told you this Flyer team had 6 third-period goals at the Garden Wednesday night in their 8-5 win over the Rangers. They've got 2 more already here today, and we're just past the midpoint of the frame. So here, Gatcomb took a big hit from Sealer. Crowd reacted to that, but Mark popped right back up. Goes after Sealer, and Sealer sidestepped that attempted hit. Now they whack at each other, and now another Flyer going against Gatcomb here. That's Garnett Hathaway, their tough guy. But the rookie not shying away from anybody, although Gatcomb just lost his stick, and Sealer kind of put it behind the Islander net. Islanders got a shot through from the left circle off the chest of Ersson. And finally, Travis Sanheim settles it down near side as Wells Fargo gets loud now with the home team back in front.
That was a 4th line versus 4th line shift, and now Matt Martin needs to be separated. Is that Hathaway between the benches? Yes, that the linesman has to intercede. And on the other end of the ice, there was a hit from Sanheim on Mayfield. So bodies flying here at Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, no surprise. We get a little dust up between the Islanders and the Flyers. But right now, again, Islanders need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Philly, again, has been eliminated, but are trying to stay perfect at home under interim head coach Brad Shaw. They're 3-0 in this building since he replaced John Tortorella. Romanov, right point shot in Flyer ice, got deflected over the top of the crossbar, and then Philly works it to the Islander line where Alex Romanov is the lone New York player back. 3-2 Flyers, 7:45 to go in the third. Engvall over the Philly line, busting through the left circle, got a step, but then was taken down by Andre. Islanders want a penalty, none called.
Engvall went hard into the boards behind Ersson's net, but does get back up on his skates quickly.
D'Angelo has it behind his own net, leaves it far corner for Alex Romanov. Stretches it out the center, connects with Hudson Fasching. Left wing over the Philly line, goes Fasching, spins off the check, nicely of Zamula, takes it to the left circle, dumps it off there for Engvall. High slot for Horvat on a mixed line, but Philadelphia intercepts, and they come 2-on-2 over the Islander line. Tippett, top of the left circle, cuts into the high slot, now right circle, but good play by Pulock to force him wide, knock it off his stick, and send Palmieri the other way. Palms north over the Flyer line to the left wing corner. Paling beat him to it behind the Philly net. Played it nicely off the end board's far side for Owen Tippett, and he'll chip it out the center. Cut off at the Islander line by Ryan Pulock. Grabbed by Philadelphia's Paling, one-on-one, down the slot, but a great physical play by Adam Pelech to poke it off his stick and then shoulder him off the play. So it stays 3-2 Philly, under 7 minutes remaining in the third. Islanders send it in deep, no icing. Sanheim hooks around his net, races up the far side. Travis Sanheim over the red, one in on the stick, one on Horvat. Shrugs him off, drops it off. Flyers send a man in the net. They missed the shot. Quick chance in tight. Forster bidding for the hat trick, and I think that got blocked in front by Noah Dobson, who's down. I believe the Islanders are headed back to the power play. Well, let's get the call. Might be the other way, Greg thinks.
Our calendars number 3. 2 minutes for
Greg was right. So a hooking penalty on Adam Pelech sends Philly to a power play when we return. Flyers up 3-2, 6:28 remaining in regulation time now at Wells Fargo Center. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
The New York Islanders are back on the ice, and this season you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Shop a wide variety of seats for every game from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the Islanders and the NHL. And make sure you don't miss a single moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered. You can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/Islanders.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Come spend the night with us. Kick back and relax with our special room packages. Get 25% off our lowest room rate and a $50 food credit with our Stay and Dine package, or 25% off and $25 free slot play with our Stay and Play package. Book today at jakes58.com. Discover the excitement you've been missing at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, close to home at exit 58 off the LIE. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Anders Lee, and you're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is J.G. Pajot on Mark Gatcomb joining the Islanders mid-season.
So it's always hard. You're not sure exactly where you're going to fit in. In the team you try to take a role and work around that role. But I think he's giving more even than that role. He's physical, brings a lot of energy. It kind of gives a little boost to the whole team when you see him play, how hard he's playing, and he's keeping his play simple. And when he has a good chance to shoot, he's got a great shot, and he's taking advantage of that. So it's not always easy to come in mid-season. You try to adjust, to the system and everything. But he's been, like I said earlier, he's asking a lot of questions, and you can tell that he wants to be part of it, and he's been a key player for us.
That is Jean-Gabriel Pajot on rookie Mark Gatcomb.
Flyers to another power play as Adam Pelech sits for two minutes for hooking Noah Cates. It was a Seplikov hooking penalty on Forster that didn't lead directly to a power play goal, but Flyers did score just seconds after it came to its conclusion.
Well, Philadelphia wins the face-off, but turns it over. Simon Holmstrom skates it out through center, right wing over the red, over the Flyer blue. Homer into the slot, open lane, shoots, but right into the belly of Ersson. And then he alertly goes to the net to at least force the face-off in Flyer ice. So big moment here. Philly up 3-2. They go to the power play, on which they're 1 for 3, trying to add to this lead with only 6:14 remaining in the third.
Yeah, this is that 5-forward power play unit for Philadelphia, and it looked like forwards trying to play as defenseman right there. A 2-on-2 rush. Holmstrom, the left-handed shot, who has a great release down the right side. Pajot, far side. Nobody goes towards Pajot, but they still give Holmstrom so much room. He slows down top of the circle, cuts across.
Islanders win the face-off to Mayfield at right point. He's going to play it in deep. Pajot trying to pick it up left half boards. Tyson Forster is out there for Philadelphia. Remember, he had no hat tricks in 161 games in the NHL before Wednesday night at the Garden when he scored his first hat trick, and today he's got a 2-goal game already, one on the power play, one at even strength. So you know the Flyers would love to set him up here as the Flyers bring it over the Islander line. Here is Forster in the high slot to Couturier left half boards, out to the blue line, Konechny left side, and out to Michkov on the right half boards. Matvei Michkov plays catch now. They got Forster in that bumper spot, but can't get it to him just yet. Brink to Michkov above the right circle. Matvei Michkov loads the gun. Now Forster drifts out high. Couturier goes backhand, forehand, jams it on net right of the paint. Save Hogberg. Rebound Islanders get it to the far boards, but not out. Held in by Philadelphia on this power play that has 50 seconds to go in it. Flyers work it behind the New York net. Couturier to the left half boards now, settling it down. Konechny out to the blue line. Michkov straight on, and now right wing corner for Couturier to Michkov on the right half boards. To the dot he goes, loads the gun to the net. Couturier between the legs pass, looking for Konechny, but it didn't connect. And now chopping it down is Simon Holmstrom.
That was maybe 6 inches out of the reach of Konechny. If it gets onto his tape, it is a sure goal as Hogberg is protecting the far side of the net where Couturier is. And Konechny would have had an empty net situation to look at on the near side.
So second unit out there for interim head coach Brad Shaw. They've only got 20 seconds of power play time to go. Tip it into Islander ice, bottom of the left circle. Out to the blue line now. Drysdale at center point. Takes a look. Loads the gun. Snaps a shot. Deflected wide of the net. Held in. Sanheim right wing corner. Plays catch with Poehling. Now to Poehling behind the New York goal. Ryan Poehling trying to go back to Sanheim. Bottom of the right circle. Straight on Drysdale. To Poehling. Bottom of the right circle. Through the crease. Out of the box is Pelech. Islanders get through a monster kill as Phillies now 1 for 4 in their power play. Flyers lead it 3-2, 4:15 remaining in regulation time.
Both teams 1 for 4 in the man advantage this afternoon.
D'Angelo, a slapper, top of the right circle, down on Anita Block at Sealer. Islanders hold it in. Tony D, left half board, straight on. Romanov. Shooting lane taken away, so he just fires it wide left, looking for a deflection. Horvat was there, couldn't get a piece. Boaz the biscuit, though, left corner. Left point for Romanov. Shoots it wide left to Fasching behind the net. Tried to find Horvat at the left dot, but it over went his stick, and now the Flyers turn it into a 2-on-1. Pelletier through the left circle, in deep, shoots. What a save this time. Hogberg closing up the 5-hole that Pelletier slid it through for a goal earlier in this period.
2 of the 3 Flyers goals have gone 5-hole, so that's why he was looking for the 5-hole the whole time down the ice.
Pelletier again, left half boards here, leaves it for Sanheim, curling out to left point. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. Islanders down a goal. Sanheim behind the New York net, rolled off the stick of York. Good physical play by D'Angelo to bump him off it, and then Tony flips it out to center. It's a 1-on-1 now. Engvall, as he curls above the right circle, has Fasching going in the net. Pierre changes directions down the right wing wall, but blew a tire and fell down.
Oh, he's in pain. Oh, that's not good for Pierre.
And he's hurt, and it's a 3-on-2 for the Flyers the other way. Engvall on his knees. Referee sees the Islanders gain possession and now blows it down, and Pierre Engvall on the ice, again on his elbows and his knees right now, but it looks like a left knee problem for Pierre Engvall. And trainer Damien Hess out to attend, Greg.
I think non-contact, too.
I think he just tried to make that cut, right? And we saw that. I said he blew a tire as the skate gave out from underneath him. You're right. I don't believe there was any contact involved.
And that sometimes is when you fear the worst. And there's a conversation right now between the captains and the officials because the Flyers, I think they didn't want the whistle to go, but the Islanders did have possession of the puck, so that was absolutely the correct call. And Engvall has not even been able to get on his skates yet, and he's going to need some assistance from Matt Martin on one shoulder, Damien Hess, Islanders trainer, on the other. God.
Yep. So, again, the Flyer fans do give him a nice hand. Right now, Greg, it is all the weight on the right leg and the left leg up in the air as Pierre Engvall, as you said, with a trainer and a teammate under each arm, heading off the ice here with 3:04 to go in the third. Islanders must win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're down 3-2 as Engvall is led off the ice, and we'll take a timeout. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Get ready to score big, Islanders fans. Download the McDonald's app today and earn points with every purchase to unlock your favorites, like those irresistible Chicken McNuggets or the classic Big Mac. You might find yourself becoming low-key obsessed with the McDonald's app, but hey, who can blame you when wins like these are on the menu? Start earning points today and treat yourself with the McDonald's app. Must opt into rewards.
Long Island businesses, score big with Coyote Promotions. Connecting brands with fans is our game, and we're in it to win it. From iconic giveaways to everyday branded promotional items, we turn your brand into a star player. We're local, minority-owned, and just like the Islanders, we know what it takes to win. Team up with Coyote Promotions. Visit coyotepromos.com/Islanders today. Your brand, our power play. We're the true champions of the game. Don't forget, that's coyotepromos.com/Islanders.
This is Ryan Pollock. You're listening to the New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Kyle McLean when asked how rookie Mark Gatcomb has adjusted off the ice so far.
Yeah, well, we have a great room here with guys that have done it for so long. So I think, they help me. They're still helping me, and obviously helping Mark too. Just feel comfortable and integrate in, be a part of it, and learn a lot. So I think it's a testament to a lot of the older guys on our team who are showing us the way.
Well, McLean was asked what veterans helped him the most last year.
Yeah, a lot of guys. You got Palms right here to my left. He definitely helps. Leezy, he's a great captain, great leader. But a lot of, I can't name them all, but all those guys that have been around for a while and been Islanders for a while really helped out.
That is Kyle McLean.
3 minutes and 4 seconds left to save the season for the New York Islanders. They need every single point the rest of the way. 4 games to go, including this one. And if they do not win this afternoon, they cannot make the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Flyers win a right circle draw to Michkov in the shooting hole. His wrist shot gloved by Marcus Hogberg. They'll drop it to the big Swedes left once again.
So 3:03 to go. Only 1 second comes off the clock there. And the Islanders did lead 2-1 going into this third. And that second period was one of their better periods in quite some time. Absolutely dominated play, but only had a 1-goal lead to show for it. And the Flyers came out strong here in the third.
The Islanders outshot Philly in the middle stanza 14-4. Here's Pollock on a steal down the slot. There goes Hogberg. Empty net for the Islanders with just under 3 minutes to go, down a goal. Off the bench, they try to connect with Gatcomb, who missed the pass. Luckily, it came all the way into Islander territory, but on the near wall, or that could have been an own goal situation for New York.
That just clicked under his stick at center point. He was open as he was, again, the guy fresh off the bench. So 2:28 to go. 3-2 Philadelphia, empty net for the Islanders.
It tells you what Patrick Waugh thinks of the rookie Mark Gatcomb, right, Greg? He's out there in a must-win game with 2:20 to go, and the Gatcomb brings it over the Philly line. Down the wall he goes, plays it around the perimeter to Siplikov in the right corner. Again, Islanders skating 6-on-5 with an empty net. Down a goal here as we come up on 2 minutes to go. D'Angelo turned it over in the neutral zone. Michkov for the empty net, and he hit the outside of the left post. So by the slimmest of margins, the Islanders' season is still alive. Siplikov out of his own end, right side over the checkered stripe, goes in front of the benches, but just getting to it where the Islanders, now Philly takes it away. Forster, he's already got 2, trying to shoot for the empty net. It's blocked. Tyson Forster, right circle, stripped by Noah Dobson with 1:45 to go.
The Islanders were changing. Siplikov had possession of the puck in the neutral zone. 4 players were surrounding him.
Islanders turned it over in the neutral zone, but Lee got it back as we click under 100 seconds to go in regulation time. Islanders down 3-2. Tony D'Angelo, the former Flyer, here's the booze, and then put it off the stick of Hudson Fasching, left of the Philly net. Zamula hammers it up the near side and dribbled it out to center. So Noah Dobson's got to start again in Islander ice as we come up on 75 seconds to go. Philadelphia 3, New York 2. Dobson over the red line. Passes down the left wing wall, connects with Hudson Fasching. To the left wing corner he goes, wrapped up there by Sealer. Islanders keep it alive to D'Angelo at right point. Flips it above the right circle for Bo Horvat. Shoots off a stick. They score! Bo Horvat bangs it home from the top of the right circle. And the Islanders have tied this game at 3 with exactly 1 minute to go in regulation time.
He didn't touch the puck, but Anders Lee sets the crucial screen. And it was about 1 minute and 20 seconds of the Islanders just trying to get things set up. And they couldn't do so, couldn't even enter the zone. It finally is able to be a 6-on-5 attacking situation. D'Angelo at center point, a little just backhand drop pass over to the right side for Horvat. Takes it to the top of the right circle. Sees that screen of Lee, taking away the eyes of Harrison. Keeps the shot low. It beats the netminder, and the Islanders tie it up with 61 seconds left in this third period, all square at 3.
So again, no exaggeration to say the most important goal of the season right there for Bo Horvat as they put 1 second back on the clock. So officially at 18:59. Hogberg back in. It's a 3-3 game. Again, Islanders can win in any manner, but they must win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Regulation, overtime, or shootout will do. Islanders set it up behind the Philly net. Fashing trying to center it, blocked. Now we try to wrap around. Blocked at the right post, down on the knees was Ersson. Philadelphia races it through center. Here's Tippett through the right circle, dragging it to the net. Backhanded Hogberg the stop, and he'll cover it with his glove. 3-3 the score, 34.4 seconds remaining in period 3 as Bo Horvat, against 27th of the year, gets New York even.
Well, 3 of the last 4 for the Islanders would have to be in regulation, though. So just based off the tiebreaker, because the Canadiens have 29 regulation wins, the Islanders have 27. Then that second tiebreaker is regulation or overtime wins, and the Canadiens have 37, the Islanders have 32. So if you can somehow pull this off with 34 seconds left, the regulation would be even more crucial than just 2 points, which would keep things alive but make it a tougher task.
Well, Islanders bring it left wing over the Philly line. Holmstrom, though, beaten by Zamula. Backing him up was Pajot. Backhands it behind the net. Finds Siplikov. Try to wrap around off the outside of the right post. 20 seconds to go. 3-3 the score. Still in the Flyer end. They turn it over. Pajot for Siplikov. He's open at right point. Takes a look. Goes center point. The blast by DeAngelo. Blocked painfully by Forster. Down to a knee. But deflected it back to the Islander line. Now with 5 seconds to go. Puck loose. A Flyer fell down at center. That's Forster. And this afternoon at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, PA, 60 minutes is not enough to decide it. We'll go to overtime in a 3-3 game.
Now the Islanders outscore the Flyers 2-1 in the second. The Flyers outscore the Islanders 2-1 in the third. But Bo Horvat's 27th of the season from Tony DeAngelo and Anders Lee tie things up with 1:01 left in that third period, after the Flyers had scored twice to go from 2-1 down to 3-2 up on Pelletier's 7th of the season and Forster's 24th. Matvei Michkov had a look at the empty net, hits the side of the net, and that kept this game alive for the Islanders.
Well, each team unofficially with 9 shots on goal in the third. Game totals favor New York now, 35-21. In games decided in overtime, the Islanders have 5 wins and 9 losses. Bo Horvat's been the man. He's got 3 overtime winners this year. 1 for Tony DeAngelo. His first goal as an Islander was an overtime winner February 1st in Tampa. And the now departed Brock Nelson, also with an overtime winner. For Philadelphia in OT, 6 wins, 6 losses. They are led by rookie Matvei Michkov. 3 overtime winners. Couturier has 1. Tippett has 1, as does Rasmus Ristolainen. But right now, he's the only Flyer that is out injured. So, Greg, again, the Islanders need to win it in the overtime period or win it in a shootout to live for at least until tonight when Montreal is in Toronto. And again, the Islander fans will be breaking out their old John Tavares jerseys and hoping that he can help them.
No, they're not doing
No,
that.
they won't.
They're not doing
I exaggerate a little, yes.
I'm trying to think of who had played for the Leafs that the Islanders do appreciate, but
Matt Martin,
there you go. Bring out the Matty Martz Toronto Maple Leafs jerseys. But, King, there is a situation that if the Islanders can pull this out, the Canadiens lose tonight in regulation, and the Islanders are then tied with a minute to go tomorrow in New Jersey, they would pull a goaltender because they would have to win their last 3 games of the year in regulation. Still work to be done to even get to that point, but because today was not a regulation win and looking at the tiebreaker situation, that would be crucial.
So Horvat is out there with, again, his 3 overtime winners this year. Horvat now has 6 overtime winners as an Islander, 11 in his career. As we switch ends and go 3-on-3 for 5 minutes or less, sudden death is underway where possession is king, and Philadelphia wins the opening faceoff. So they have Sanheim as their blue liner. Forster up front, who's already got 2 goals, and Noah Cates. For the Islanders, it's Horvat and Palmieri up front, and the lone defenseman, Adam Pelech. So Philadelphia starts in their own end. Sanheim to Cates, right wing over the Islander line. Crisscrosses, leaves it for Sanheim. Right circle, shoots, knocked down by Hogberg, and then he covers with his glove. Our first whistle comes 24 seconds into overtime.
He wanted to play that Hogberg, but he had 2 Flyers standing pretty much on top of him, but he did move his glove from side to side to see if he could throw it into the corner for an Islander and try to push the puck the other direction, but whistle had gone. And so the Flyers make a swap. Islanders do not. Horvat, Pelech, and Palmieri's 2 forwards and 1 defenseman, the traditional setup.
So a pair of 14s on the faceoff here. Couturier against Horvat. Right circle in Islander ice to the left of Marcus Hogberg. Down on the dot, battle for and won by New York. Pelech is going to jump on it here to his own blue line. Feeds Palmieri right wing over the red over the Flyer line. Curls there and then backs it up to the neutral zone.
D'Angelo has replaced Pellick, so the fans in Philadelphia here let you know about that.
Tony D hears the boos. The former Flyer is going to hook around his net calmly and come up the near side, connect with Horvat, left wing over the Flyer line. Bo into the high slot, now top of the right circle. Horvat curls on the half wall, takes a look, skates it out high, crisscrosses with Palmieri, and leaves it for Kyle, top of the right circle. He'll take it to the goal line. Palmieri on the half wall now in the Philly end, right boards, leaves it for Horvat, who overskated it, and Konechny and Horvat battle. Konechny has it for the moment. Rolls it toward his net, and then Ersson alertly covered, but fed it back for Sanheim as Horvat heads off on a change.
He slams his stick into the boards, but a fortunate break for the Islanders as Philadelphia misses on a pass, and New York comes ahead.
Here is Pajot, right wing over the Flyer line, crisscrossing with Lee, the captain. Knifed off his stick by Poehling, who takes it the other way through the neutral zone, and then spins a layout pass for Drysdale, but he's beaten to it by Pulock, who tried to get it out and turned it over. Poehling down the slot. Right circle now, Drysdale to the net. Deke shoots, and he slid it wide left. Ryan Pulock on it. Ahead now for J.G. Pajot. Got to his own blue line and then hit the brakes. Watching the Islanders get some fresh legs on his pager now between the circles. As arriving off the bench are Adam Pellick, the defenseman, and Simon Holmstrom, the forward. Pelly hits Homer, left wing over the Flyer line with speed. Simon Holmstrom through the left circle. Shoots, and a stick save by Ersson.
Tried to go 5-hole Holmstrom from the bottom of the left circle.
Cates has it in front of his own net. 3 minutes to go in overtime, tied at 3. Noah Cates to start from behind the goal. He's going to buy some time as both teams get fresh legs out there in sudden death. It's Owen Tippett at his own blue line. Now over the Flyer logo at center, left wing over the New York line with speed. Tippett pulls up, takes a look, goes to Cates behind the New York goal. Noah Cates, right half boards, marked every step of the way by Noah Dobson. So Noah on Noah here. He goes out to the blue line for York, center point. Left circle now, they settle it down as the Flyers' Owen Tippett carries it center point, then tries to cut down the slot, but it rolled off his stick. Noah Dobson has it on the turnover. To Tony D'Angelo, left wing through the neutral zone, down the middle, plays catch with Dobson over the Flyer line. D'Angelo to Dobson on the left half boards in the Philly end. Now finds a man at left point, that's Bo Horvat. He's going to hold the zone right in front of the blue line and cross the ice toward the benches. Islanders getting more fresh bodies out there. D'Angelo buying time. Palmieri arrives down the slot, loads the gun, shoots, and it's deflected wide left. Palmieri the keep, top of the left circle, skates it out to center point. To D'Angelo in the high slot for Horvat, same spot. Bo curls out to the blue line, center point. To Palmieri, bottom of the left circle. Palmieri kicks it out right point for D'Angelo. Tony D, spinorama above the right circle for Palmieri. Same spot, top of the right circle. Same spot, drop for Horvat in the slot. Shoots, and fighting it off with Sam Ersson. Islanders keep possession in the Flyer end, though, and now Horvat's going to back it up to center.
Don't let them change. You got tired Flyers on the ice. Islanders try to...
Horvat turned it over, Greg. You're right. He couldn't do it, but that's what happened. But now Anders Lee steals it back.
Flyers couldn't get any fresh bodies, though, so you still have 3 tired players out there.
Lee over the Flyer line, middle of the sheet, dishes it off to Horvat. Right point, Bo back to center ice for Ryan Pulock as an exhausted Horvat comes off. He is exchanging places now with J.G. Pajot, who comes on for him.
The players try to catch the Flyers in the midst of that change, push the puck forward, but one player is on. 2 tired Flyers still out there.
Ryan Pulock back skating in front of his own circles in Islander ice, ahead at center. Now to Anders Lee, left wing over the Flyer line in the final minute of overtime. The captain, bottom of the left circle, hits the brakes. Marked there by York. He kicks it along behind the net to Pellick in the left wing corner. Adams got to be careful here. The Flyers had a chance to turn it into a 2-on-1, but Pellick, too strong, fought it back and put it behind the Flyer goal. York has it for Philadelphia, though, below his goal line now. 40 seconds to go in sudden death.
The Islanders had possessed the puck probably about 3.5 minutes of the 4.5 that we played in this overtime, but now Philly gets the last look.
30 seconds to go. Konechny from out of his own end connects at center now as Michkov drags it over the Islander line. The rookie with 3 overtime winners already this year. It's Michkov being fed here at left point in Islander ice. Matvei Michkov in the slot. Went skate to stick, still has it. Above the left circle, they work it right to the net for Sanheim's one-timer, wide of the goal. Konechny trying to hold it in. Left corner with 10 seconds to go. D'Angelo settles it down with 5. Out to center for Simon Holmstrom with 3. He's at the red line at the Flyer blue. Homer shoots. Good save, Ersson, and this one will go to a shootout. Tied at 3. So, Greg, the Islanders' season hangs on the results of what Jack Capuano used to call a skills competition.
That should be the 3rd shot on goal for the Islanders in overtime, as that did come, it looked like a half a second before the green light went on behind the goal to indicate the end of overtime. So the Islanders with 3 shots, Flyers with 1 for the game. 39 for New York, 22 for Philadelphia. And again, joining us late, the Islanders need every point they can pick up in the standings the rest of the way today in the 3 final games as they came into play today 8 points back of the Montreal Canadiens for that final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. But the Islanders would have to jump ahead of them with the first tiebreaker regulation wins. That's already gone by the wayside today. 3 more games to go, though, after this one.
Islanders in games decided in a shootout, 2 wins and 2 losses. Both wins have been on home ice. October 19th against Montreal, the 9-round shootout win. Noah Dobson, the winner in the top of the 9th. And also November 5th against the Penguins, the standard 3-round win. For Philadelphia, they are 5-3 in games decided in shootouts. So again, interim head coach Brad Shaw of the Flyers, as the home coach, can decide whether he wants to go first or last. And he has yet to make that indication, but it's Marcus Hogberg in the net to our left for the Islanders and Sam Ersson in goal for the Flyers to our right.
This is Hogberg's first shootout as an Islander.
So it looks like the first shooter will be Travis Konechny for Philadelphia. Konechny 3 for 8 on the season. Flyers have 3 shooters who have scored 3 times this year. And Konechny to lead it off here for Philadelphia. Number 11 in black, a right-handed shot, will pick it up at the center dot and go in right to left on Marcus Hogberg. So Konechny gets the signal, picks it up, drifts right, way right over the New York line. Konechny through the right circle, Hogberg way out, Deke shoots, stick save, Marcus Hogberg.
Tried to go 5-hole. That's been the move from the Flyers throughout this game, going 5-hole on Hogberg. That time Konechny is stopped by the stick of Marcus.
So Bo Horvat up next for the Islanders. He's 1 for 4 in shootouts this year. Can give the Islanders the lead here. Number 14 in white, a left-handed shot will go left to right in alone on Sam Ersson. The whistle blows, and Bo picks it up under the big scoreboard at center, goes right down the middle. Horvat down the slot, walks in, shoots. Ersson fights it off with his glove. We're scoreless after 1 round.
A lot of speed from Horvat on that attempt. And he tried to go upstairs glove side, but Ersson gets his shoulder on it. By the way, Hogberg in his career with Ottawa, 1 in 4 in shootouts, 6 goals against on 14 shooters.
So here's the rookie, Matvei Michkov, 3 for 6 in shootouts, picks it up at center, drifts way right over the Islander line. Michkov through the right circle, Hogberg out to meet him, shoots, and he missed it wide left.
And that was almost identical to his breakaway opportunity, trying to go blocker side. And in regulation, they did say that Hogberg just got a little touch of it, but misses the net completely there. Same direction, blocker side.
So Max Siplikov, the rookie for the Islanders, 0 for 1 in shootouts, picks it up way right over the Flyer line, back down the middle. Siplikov dekes, shoots, what a save! Ersson on his belly got it in desperation with his right leg. Still no score to round 3 we go.
Need to see the reverse angle to see how much Siplikov elevated that puck, because if that was off the ice the way I think it was Ersson kicking out his right pad and making an unbelievable save.
Tyson Forster, 2 goals today, 0 for 1 in the shootout. Carries it through the right circle, walks in, shoots, right pad save, Hogberg. And now the Islanders have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 3rd and keep their season alive. It will be Simon Holmstrom.
At that time, it was another 5-hole attempt, but here comes Holmstrom looking to win it for the Islanders.
1 for 1 in shootout attempts this year is the young Swede. He picks it up at the red line, drifts way left over the Flyer blue. Holmstrom slows it down through the left circle. Deeks shoots, saved by Ersson. We go to extra innings.
He tried to go back across the grain. Holmstrom with his body on the right side and tuck it in around Ersson on the far side. And Ersson just gets a little piece of that puck to prevent it from crossing the goal line. Here is Owen Tippett.
He is 3 for 5 this season in shootouts. 6 shooters, no goals yet. Picks it up at the red, way left over the Islander blue. Tippett slows it down in the slot. Deeks shoots, and what a save by Hogberg, getting it with his stick.
Yeah, that time Tippett tried to go backhand roof, but he doesn't elevate the puck. So that's how Hogberg's able to make the save. And up next, Tony DeAngelo, who's been hearing the boos all afternoon long from the Flyers crowd.
The defenseman, first shootout attempt of the year, picks it up at the red, drifts slightly left over the Flyer blue. DeAngelo in, shoots, glove save, Ersson, and a beauty will go to the 5th.
0 for 8 now. The players are combined on each team. As next up for Philadelphia will be Bobby Brink.
He's 0 for 2 in shootouts. Again, no goals in 8 shots. Bobby Brink gets the signal, picks it up at center, way left over the Islander line, number 10 in black, now way right, now back down the middle. Brink, Deke shoots, he scores! Bobby Brink with the first shootout goal of the skills competition And now Kyle Palmieri must score for New York to keep the game alive.
And Brink pulled out every move in the book until he hit the hash marks and just slowed down, took a real shot at that point. So here is Palmieri. Needs a score to keep the Islanders mathematically alive for the postseason.
He is 1 for 4. Picks it up at the red. Drifts way right over the blue. Palmieri in alone on Ayerson. Shoots. Ayerson the save. And the Philadelphia Flyers defeat the New York Islanders 4-3 in a shootout. The New York Islanders are officially eliminated from playoff contention with the shootout loss this afternoon here at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, PA.
The Islanders show the fight, down by a goal late, tied things up in a 6-on-5 empty net situation, but could not pull off the victory in overtime. Go 0 for 5 in the shootout. Marcus Heiberg stops the 4 shooters he sees, but Bobby Brink scores the only goal on the 10 attempts combined. And Philadelphia takes this one 4-3. Technically, the Islanders do win the season series as they pick up 5 points, and the Flyers finish with 4, so make it 6 straight years the Islanders do beat the Flyers in the season series.
But for the Islanders, Greg, the first time in 3 years now that there will be no Stanley Cup playoffs as they've made the postseason each of the last 2 years, falling to Carolina in the opening round. But there will be no playoffs this year for the Islanders as they needed to win this game in any manner, but instead they fall in the shootout by the final score of 4-3. We'll be back to talk about it on our post-game show. You're listening to New York Islanders hockey on the Islanders Radio Network.
Get ready to score big, Islanders fans. Download the McDonald's app today and earn points with every purchase to unlock your favorites, like those irresistible Chicken McNuggets or the classic Big Mac. You might find yourself becoming low-key obsessed with the McDonald's app, but hey, who can blame you when wins like these are on the menu? Start earning points today and treat yourself with the McDonald's app. Must opt into rewards.
Long Island businesses.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Come spend the night with us. Kick back and relax with our special room packages. Get 25% off our lowest room rate and a $50 food credit with our Stay and Dine package, or 25% off and $25 free slot play with our Stay and Play package. Book today at jakes58.com. Discover the excitement you've been missing at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, close to home at exit 58 off the LIE. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
MSG Plus is now the Gotham Sports app. Download the Gotham Sports app today.
Long Island businesses score big with Coyote Promotions. Connecting brands with fans is our game, and we're in it to win it. From iconic giveaways to everyday branded promotional items, we turn your brand into a star player. We're local, minority-owned, and just like the Islanders, we know what it takes to win. Team up with Coyote Promotions. Visit coyotepromos.com/Islanders today. Your brand, our power play. We're the true champions of the game. Don't forget, that's coyotepromos.com/Islanders.
Islanders fans, we know that you love your hockey. That's why you follow the blue and orange all year, every year. Some might call that sort of behavior obsessive, but we prefer to call it loyalty. And we think you should reward yourself for that loyalty with an ice-cold Heineken Silver. So grab yourself the world-class light beer and toast to the Isles and your fellow fans with a crisp and refreshing Heineken Silver. Only 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories. Heineken, the official beer of the New York Islanders. Must be 21 and over to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
This is Kyle McLean, and you're listening to New York Islanders Radio Network.
And this is Chris King, joined by Greg Picker and Corey Wright, back to Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, PA, where this afternoon in a shootout, the Philadelphia Flyers defeated the New York Islanders by the final score of 4-3. And because the Islanders lost this game, Greg, they are now officially eliminated from contention for the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, never fun when that officially comes to an end. Obviously, the Islanders had put together those late pushes each of the last 2 seasons. This year, they, at a point, had really put together a push, and the other teams in the mix had started to falter. All of a sudden, the Canadians, though, had won 6 straight games, so that made it difficult for the Islanders, the Rangers, the Jackets, and the Red Wings to get back in. Doors left slightly ajar yesterday after the Canadians lost in regulation to Ottawa. The Islanders needed all 7 remaining games between the 3 Montreal playing, 4 Islanders left to go their way. And the first of those remaining 7, when you include last night's game for Montreal against Ottawa, was 8 in total. First of those remaining 7 did not go New York's way. So The E goes next to their name in the standings.
The E for eliminated, of course. So there will be no playoffs after the Islanders had made the playoffs each of the last 2 years and had made the playoffs 5 times in the first 6 seasons of general manager and president Lou Lamoriello. So, again, Patrick Waugh's first full year as Islander head coach will end without playoffs. Of course, last year he replaced Lane Lambert during the midpoint of the season in early January, or late January, actually, and got him to the postseason where they fell to Carolina in 5 games. Islanders had fallen to the Hurricanes in the opening round each of the last 2 years. But this year the Hurricanes will meet the New Jersey Devils in the opening round, and now the Islanders, Greg, will have to do a lot of reflection looking from outside in.
Just 3 games to go in this regular season, so it's not a long time of, quote, playing out the string, but obviously this is an Islander team that did sell a huge asset at the deadline in Brock Nelson, but the guys who were still here never gave up and put together a fight. At one point, those 3 straight wins that were crucial to getting back right into that mix. And a couple of those were those 2-goal comebacks. So towards the end, the games that really stand out, down by 2 to the Panthers, winning in regulation.
Yep.
Following up, down by 2 against the Pittsburgh Penguins in Pittsburgh, winning in regulation. And it just was not to be for the Islanders. They had that, a 6-game point streak at one point, but part of that were the 2 losses beyond 60 minutes against Calgary, where the Islanders had a lead that could not hold on. And then the next game, which one that stands out, was the 2-goal lead against Columbus. And then the Islanders were able to seemingly score to take the lead with under 10 seconds to go. But one of the most mind-boggling goaltender interference calls that we have seen negated that goal. Islanders then lost the game in a shootout. And it's probably unlikely the Islanders end up missing by just the 1 point, but you wonder if that momentum was really quelled more than anything, as the Islanders were not able to pick up a win for a bit of a run right after that.
Here I stand by myself on my own. What if I lose all control and take a step out into the unknown? What do I know?